Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go7, 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 Go7.
Hey everybody, Go7, King of the Penguins here. And I got a special guest to help cover this very large game, Go7 versus the Patron World, to give you guys the patron side of, or I guess point of view on the engagements. We've got Nova X here.
No, you don't.
I got Nova.
What you have is her monkey.
This is Nova's monkey. Well, there you go.
You can call me Kyle.
Kyle. We got Kyle.
Yes.
It's where it's on YouTube. On YouTube. No port, I know. This is quite the map.
Well, no one told Nova that, because she had herself declared Grand Admiral of the Fleet.
Oh no. Well, no, you do have a port. Yeah, right there.
Oh, there you go.
I just don't have ports. It's completely unbiased, unbalanced. There. That's a really sad port, though. I don't know why they put a river in between your lakes.
I know, yeah, a surprise battleship to do something.
Yeah. Can't do anything.
To look good.
Howdy, howdy. So I won't get too into it until more people show. Let's see how this goes. I know it's definitely a tough map. These ports look as useful as Go7 versus Talos. They are basically the same, yeah.
Yeah, just wait till they come in. They come absolutely vital late in the game.
Right? I mean, as the central player, I would love those ports. Those would be very good ports for me.
Yeah, I suppose that wouldn't have been the worst option.
The map looks unbalanced for Cobalt Ice. I don't know if we're looking at the same map.
I agree. This is clearly a Cobalt Ice favored map, and we really do have a situation of one evil overlord against 14 underdogs.
Gotta make sure everyone's facing the right way here.
Oh, good luck with that.
I think that's fine. Those poor penguins don't have a proper way to face. They have to face in every direction. We're training with my penguins. What?
That's not what I've got in my notes.
Oh my. So, I got 15 viewers. Okay. So this was a me versus my patron game, and I saw this map. It was suggested to me by one of the patrons, specifically right here, Tigris. Oh my gosh, the river. Suggested this map, and I have taken on the honor of being the person in the middle, 1 player versus 14, and the map looked just a little bit unfair. So I made sure that I get to be Sturm, and everyone else has to be a tier 4 CO. Are they Patrigwins? Like penguins, but
Patrigwins.
Patrigwins. That's a hard to say word. That's true. Sonya is not tier 4, technically, but
yeah, she'd be 2-3 in Fog.
She would be tier 3 in Fog.
Not
she's
that
really
was a
good
match at all.
Yeah. She is really good in team games for Fog as well. And then also I allow Jugger and Flak. Really, if I really wanted to try and win this, I would have to go Javier, maybe Hachi. But Sturm is just so thematic as the central player. So the narrative here is that the penguins are living peaceful lives amongst the Great Pipe, as you can see. And then 14 aggressive countries all attack at the same time from every direction. They set up nukes on the outskirts of the pipe. They're just here and they're ready to kill all the poor penguins. That is the narrative. That is what happened.
According to one side.
That's exactly as you can see. Penguins living peacefully inside the pipe.
I think it's important to give the official version of the story, in which a great alliance of nations decided to peacefully expand towards the pipe. It was to be an age of exploration and peace.
Peacefully expand when you completely surround it.
Yes, to the Great Pipe, and obviously they had no intentions of going any further than the Great Pipe.
Really?
Yep.
Then why are there nukes set out outside the Great Pipe?
I don't see nukes. I see oddly phallic-shaped buildings.
Wow. Well, I saw nukes, and so my game plan going into this was that if nothing else, I have to take out the nukes, because if I'm trying to hold any of these kind of choky areas or even around these bases, it's going to be completely impossible if nukes can just land on my cluster of units. So that was my plan starting off. It was to get rid of the nukes for the team of 14. So there's 2 nukes here. And then I was like, well, I'll try and break out either on the left or the right to get the double comm tower claim to get some more firepower.
We do know you love your comm towers.
It's true.
Never stand between him and a comm tower. Just give him up.
And Habits, you're very astute here. Yes. I start with 29k. And then the team of 14...
Start with only 6k. Just 6k.
They only start with 6k, right? They only start with 6k each. So together, they start with 84,000.
That's just that's too much math.
That's too
Fake news.
And then, of course, I start with how many bases here? 1, 2, 3. I start with 4 bases. Okay, so I can build 4 infantry on my first turn. And then, you know, each of the 14 players, they only start with 2 bases. So I've got double the bases that a single player has. Which, of course, means that they have 7 times the base production that I do, because there's 14 of them.
Yeah, but look at all those bases you can grab. Just so easy. They're just right there.
Yeah, it's true. I can grab another 4 bases within my little realm. Of course, each one of the 14 gets to grab another base, if I remember correctly. Or do you guys have to contest over these bases?
There are a few that are shared.
Okay, yeah. So we got a shared one here. Not shared. Shared one.
Yeah. I think half of them are shared, half of them are not shared.
Like that. How many have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, you know, I get 4 more, they get 8 more. That's not too bad.
Fair and balanced. As all things
Fair and
should
balanced. And then, you know, airport-wise, though, I've got a lot of airports. I start with 4. I start with as many airports as I do bases. And then I'm able to get another 2. So I get up to 6 airports. I don't have anywhere near the income to produce from 6, but I do get 6 airports. Although this one, as you can see, is really close to the pipe. The opponents can just build a missile and lock it down if they want to.
Yeah, the airports are really just begging for missile locks.
It's a brutal life. You're looking at these bases and being like, maybe I could take them. The problem is, if I leave the pipe, the sheer quantity of units is going to be impossible for me to ever secure a base.
Oh, that's me. I'm Kyle. I would be Nova's monkey. Here to represent the glorious truth that is White Nova News.
White Nova News. Yeah, we had a little section on the Discord, and there was also a Reddit post that was providing news of the occurrences in this game, as provided by White Nova News.
Advanced Force's #1 news source and only news source.
They're very good. I think I can link the Reddit.
Yes, the
join my own video.
Kyle's Community Corner. I think that.
Okay, so I'll get into the game. I gotta make sure that we don't keep we don't want to keep the order static, so you guys can always see whose turn is happening first.
All right, so how about just a suggestion? Why don't we go through a turn?
Okay.
And you can do your normal commentary, and at the end of the turn, I will give the official story.
Oh, okay, sure. The official story sounds good. Okay, so first is me. I'm doing pretty well, Leary. I just graduated. yesterday. Got commencement. It was great. So, yeah. So I'm starting off this game. It's going to be a lot of transport copters, a lot of infantry. I need to try and get these forward bases in production going as fast as possible, as well as try and deny the nukes for the team. As you can see, casual quad infantry, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 transport copters. Woohoo! I end my turn with 10 units.
Already outnumbering them 10-1.
Is that, well, I wish.
Such a bully.
Well, yeah. 10-1 against 1, but sadly, even after I go, I'm still... Even after I go and none of them had a turn yet, I'm still behind them in unit count, as they have 14 units, and I just have 10. It's a real shame. It looks like Advanced is moving down here with, I assume, the intention to go for this base really quickly, which would make sense to me. It only takes 3 turns for that starting infantry to make it there.
Yep.
Airmaster just goes for these captures. I imagine that all of these early movements were already decided amongst the team of 14 that had their own special chat. I was not allowed in.
There was much planning, though I don't think the planning went quite that detailed on turn 1.
Oh, okay.
I happen to know for a fact that Nova just copied what Advanced Warrior did, because he was on top, and she figured that was good enough.
Gotcha. We have a very fast recon out of Surge D. He's been faster than me. Oh, and a very fast recon from Zeronius. Interesting. I assume that these must have been planned for some reason. Because it's not like mirrored on this side, but these guys both did. Is it impossible to plan to that level of detail? Turn 1? Well, I assumed it would be like you get that base, you get that base, you get that airport kind of thing.
There was planning on COs and rolls. Like, say, the top and bottom, you guys are well positioned to put scouts out in front. And in the corners, we have our strikers. Or stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Except, of course, no, I'm sorry. This was a preparation for the peaceful expansion towards the Great Pipe, with no military ambitions whatsoever.
Yeah, none. That's why there's 2 recons needed.
It's peaceful, explorers.
The 14 are not fighting each other. They are only fighting little old me. So I'm going to start getting some captures here. Start moving towards all of these bases. I've lined up to start capturing these on the next turn and have the transport copters get ready to pick up some more infantry. And now, time for some hostilities. So I need to take out these nukes, otherwise there's no way I will ever be able to defend at any choke point. So recon, transport copter with infantry, and battlecopter are going to be the excursion forces in order to take out the nukes. Okay. You can see how peaceful it is. So I ended my turn. Nice 31k income. So I have a... Well, I'm still behind by over double, but, there's some progress being made.
Yeah, you got your battlecopters out. Although I know you were the first to militarize.
Well, I had to deal with the nukes. You guys already had those planted.
Yeah, and I don't see nukes. I just see weirdly phallic-shaped buildings. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, there we go. So these forward bases, they're really far away from my initial production, so I sadly don't really have much of a chance of interrupting these or even contesting them, really, which is going to be really bad news for me, because then the team of 14 is going to be able to build right outside my my area. Okay, so both top and bottom are now set to go for the base.
Yep. And according to this was the day you officially declared war on the Allies.
I declared war on the Allies this turn?
Yep, you claim that they were posing a threat to your borders, though there was speculation that simply you were just tsundere towards Nova.
Oh, that's right. Well, that was because of these nukes. I was figuring it's already been declared. As many people may have noticed, my movements are just, they're so satisfying in how symmetrical they are. I don't remember if they remain symmetrical this turn. I'm just doing the same thing on every single front.
I'd grab those properties.
Yeah, look at that. Helicopter there, helicopter there. It's beautiful. Okay, so keep up the symmetry. And it's lost. I don't have the funds for another battlecopter. So the reason why I'm building so many battlecopters is because the unit count is just so hilariously out of whack that I need to be able to build as many units as possible to try and keep up in any respect. But that does present a very large weakness for me, in that it's kind of obvious that I'm going to build a lot of battlecopters, and they will get shut down by these very early anti-airs that people are building. This is not supposed to be balanced. Balanced in my favor.
I mean, you've got a lot of bases and a lot of income. They're just the Allies are just looking in real bad shape here. Look, all they've got is like infantry, and you've got battlecopters.
We got tanks and anti-airs. It's so dark for yeah. When you're in the center, you don't really get to see everything. This is what everyone else gets to see. It's going to get much more drastic as the game goes on. But for the most part, I don't really need to see what everyone's doing. I've got an idea of what they've probably got. And I'll still be able, even without being able to see the standing armies, I'll be able to thread some needles. Which is very important. So I don't know if the team of 14, I don't think they actually were aware of their own nukes. Because there was a comment, there was a message in-game about, I think sent by Fluffy, that was talking about how they never suspected that the nukes might become under threat.
There was discussion of that, but I think people just really underestimated how fast Sturm is. I figured, you get there by turn 3, turn 4, it'll be fine. We just need to put like someone on it by then, and everything will be great. And there's no way some bunch of penguins are going to waddle their way over there in time, right? It's impossible.
Look how fast this missile is. You can see these neutral bases are already being either captured or camped on. Okay. You can see how much the 14 players see, and then how much does the poor penguin see?
I mean, it seems about right. You can see everything in your territory. They can see everything in their territory. As we can see at this point now, the Allies have begun to militarize in desperate response to the tyrant's declaration of war.
I mean, there's literally a tank on the border. I don't know if you can say they have just begun
a desperate response to the penguins. So what we've got our President General Tigris of Pink Cosmo as the Supreme Allied Commander. Spiritual Guru is Sensei Christian of playing Acid Rain, well known for his wisdom and speeches. We've got the High Commissar and Grand Admiral of the Fleet Nova, and Arch Doomsayer Math Blitz, let us all know that we are totally doomed.
Right here. One with a missile right away. Very, very impressive titles.
Well, you know, it's important to set the right tone.
Yeah. So the recon I sent over here, I was trying to see if I could maybe stand on this base, but there's already a tank there. And instead, I didn't want to stand on the missile because I felt like that would be too inviting for the opponents to kind of charge it and stop me from taking it, I guess. I probably should have just dropped off on the missile with this infantry, but I went over here to threaten the base at the same time. And then over here, I didn't mess around. I was like, well, if they have a tank on this base, then I should just super camp on the missile on the down south area. And prepare. I saw that this base was not captured yet, so I'm going to make an attack force to try and save this front from the menacing flaming burrito. So I build a mega tank to one-shot this pipe seam and have the recons ready to spill forth.
All right.
I know it's the casual day 4 mega tank.
Yeah, casual day 4. And you'll note not a single unit from the Peaceful Alliance has yet crossed the border of the Great Pipe. But already we have the Penguins violating international law and crossing the border with military forces.
I'll note that the Penguins did not fire the first shot.
The local police departments attempted to arrest the invaders. They crossed the border illegally, and they were open fired upon. And I don't know what to say about that. It just.
And what about the tank attacking the recon?
Well, you know, Amber Blades
has
always been known for its militant stance, and it's being congratulated for its successful destruction of a legion of stealth tanks.
A legion of stealth tanks. The lies out of the White Nova news. You can see just the swarms of units start coming over to deal with the poor innocent penguins sent on the mission to get rid of these very hostile nukes. We have a missile over here, so a missile per side has been built. So luckily at this point, the team of 14 doesn't have a ton of vision on the inside, so they don't actually see this attack coming. I believe I attacked a different pipe. Yeah, I attacked this pipe over here to try and get the team of 14 to think I'm about to bust out on this side. And I made sure not to hit this pipe or this pipe. So
I think that was actually noticed.
This was noticed?
Yeah, that the one pipe took damage.
Yeah, so I did that so that it would look like I'm about to attack out this way. Instead, I want to attack right over here. Try and catch them unprepared.
Though ultimately that had no impact because even if you were going to attack that way, the black hole and whatever their other nation is, they can't do anything different.
It's true. I mean, building the medium tank was a great buy.
Yeah.
I know. Look at this already attacking. I'm just trying to capture stuff.
Well, you know, those cities have long been neutral, and this is a clear violation of their neutrality.
So here you can see the kind of the standard unit composition that's going to come in to attack me is going to be a bunch of infantry, some rockets. You even made a vision chart to see what I could not see. Nice. Okay, so this base will get captured. There's not much I can do about that. Interestingly, there was nothing of high value built on this front, even though I attacked this pipe seam. I thought for sure that would trigger something, but I guess it just triggered more infantry.
I mean, infantry are going to slow down whatever you've got, at the very least.
It's true.
And, you know, it'd suck if they prepared a bunch of anti-air and then you attacked with tanks.
And then White Nova also attacks, just doing the
Again,
same
trying
thing over
to
here.
peacefully arrest the trespassers. And, no, it didn't go well.
You were rather surprised when you found penguins already camping the silo. Yes, that was the plan. So here, I've broken the pipe seam, and I get to spill in here. Get some nice attacks. Stop that base from being captured. Maybe dream a dream of getting this comm tower or this base. Boom. So here, I need to find a place to drop the nukes, and the only place I really have a clear target is down here. Unfortunately, that is where I clicked to drop the two nukes, but this isn't what actually happened. Sadly, this recon didn't get hit, at least not with both, and my recon also did not get shot. But here I can now camp on the base with my transport copter. And then the transport copter can spout Union propaganda to make sure that White Nova cannot build anything from that base.
Let's see what I'm doing. T-copter to menacingly hover over the newly liberated factory, broadcasting hateful and dangerous propaganda about fair wages, safety standards, and workers' rights. White Nova had no choice but to entirely shut the factory down to protect the innocent workers from these incendiary lies.
Exactly. Such as the cruel tactics of Cobalt Ice. So here you can see the health as a.
Let's not forget the nuking of, peaceful expeditionary forces. Not just the nuking, the double nuking.
The double nuking. So that was a very successful operation. Now there are no more nukes available for the team of 14. And I even get to cost them at least one unit count.
Well done. War crime successfully committed.
Still war crimes. Okay. Advanced Warrior has now built artillery. So I thought for sure that the artillery would already be starting to break down these pipes, but it actually takes the team of 14 quite a while to, I guess, muster the courage to quite break the pipes.
There was debate about that, if I recall correctly, about whether or not to break the pipes. I think between Sturm and your own reputation, and let's be honest, the overwhelming advantages you have in this battle, there was a great deal of fear of exposing themselves to your wrath.
I've got that intimidation going on for me.
Now, of course, White Nova was not intimidated at all, but it did just get nuked.
Missile running back to the HQ. So I thought there was going to be an anti-air over here, since a copter came up, but I did not suspect that there would be a missile hiding on the HQ.
Yes, the top secret Black Ops Project Missile Chan. A weapon to exceed Metal Gear.
This is just classic Sturm versus Sonya privilege here. Medium tank comes in, only 5 damage to the recon on the missile platform.
Yeah, that's attacking Sturm units is just very unsatisfying. You attack and you're like, oh, I did nothing.
Sadly, this capture doesn't happen. More rockets. absolutely no mercy towards the... look at how scary this base is. The base is right next to the pipe. Just build a rocket right there. And it'll be pretty important to note that this base is easy to rocket lock. You can lock it from here or from here. Like, actually, these 4 tiles right here can all lock this base. So can this tile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So actually, this rocket can already lock the base next turn. It's a very big problem for those who live within the pipe. Just the sheer number of indirects that can lock all of the outside and even the inside production, as you can see, like a rocket from here even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 locks that base. A rocket can lock this base. Actually, every single base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Only these 2 airports. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Only these 2 airports can't be locked by indirects from outside the pipe. It's a brutal life.
Yep. I mean, rocket ring.
White Nova's talking with me.
Yeah, no, I'm Nova's monkey.
So, as you can see, a lot of rockets are being built. Because the team of 14, they only outnumber me. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and add all of this up, but we can do an average, I guess.
I mean,
say they average
roughly 11 times 14.
Yeah, so 154. 154 units to 29. You know, they only outnumber me like 5 to, or even more, like 6 to 1.
It is possible you may have picked the wrong war to fight.
I did math. I did 11 times 14.
I mean, if it's anything like my experience with math, you know, once you start getting into serious math and using calculators, you just forget all about basic addition and subtraction. That's just...
Well, yeah, once you get into the going for the math degree stuff, you just stop using numbers entirely. It's all letters. And mostly Greek letters at that. But, yeah, at this point, well, if we're looking at the army value, then it's looking like the team of 14 might have 3 times the army value. Around there, in comparison to me. Just the life.
Of course, you have more than double as many against any individual team member.
That's true.
That's true.
We're talking
again, really
1 versus 1. Then I'm doing really well.
Engineering, that way you can do somebody doing the same math with. No. Engineers don't do math. I know engineers. Engineers are terrible at math and science. It's mostly a religion, I'll be honest.
A religion?
Yeah, the guidelines say so. All praise the guidelines.
I do know that math majors do not like engineering classes. I mean, I don't know if they don't like them, but the math that's in engineering classes is very...
I've used... Like, I work in engineering. I've used calculus once for every calculus class I've taken.
You know what? That's more than many people could say.
And I don't mean like individual classes. I mean like semesters. Once per semester.
Once per semester.
And yes, that's more than most engineers would say.
So the units that came down here to take out this nuke, they're kind of isolated now because the way back has been cut off and the pipe seams are still built up here. So they're just going to try and find their way around this way. It's not very likely. In fact, pretty much guaranteed to fail, but they're willing to give it a shot.
White Nova built a glorious anti-air defense system, although I don't know if you could have seen that. But I imagine you anticipated it.
I can indeed see the double anti-air. I was getting out of there. Something you're going to notice here is that I am able to build... where did I spend all my money? Well,
where did you spend all your money? That's the problem you face this entire match.
Yeah. I thought it did... I guess I don't even have enough money to build one big thing. So, as you're going to see, I built... Yeah, that was last turn. So I was wondering where my money went this turn. I think it was just because I built 4 recons. So each of these fronts that are each defending against 3+ players, they can only afford a single mech each. Yeah, I just built a bunch of recons.
I mean, you need the vision.
I need the vision. I need the fast attacking forces to deal with all these infantry. So yeah.
You know, Sturm recons, no joke.
Each
that
front...
one match you had against Nova.
True.
She was like, yeah, it's tanks versus recons. Tanks lose.
The one mech, it just gets to deal with all this. I believe in these mechs. They're Sturm mechs. I'm trying to do some serious attacking over here. I thought an anti-air was going to come in and kill this copter, but it will be a missile. I guess there is actually an anti-air also prepared to kill the copter, but that's fine.
You definitely had some pants browning, I think, at this point.
Were people scared? I invested so much in this attack. But you can see how much it's cost me. This is the only place I have units.
Yeah, well, I think these other ones like, oh my, he's got all these units here, and obviously, of course, he's still building up in the corners, right? That's still happening.
That's what I've got. I got my mechs. That's all I can afford. Well, it must have been intimidating.
And at this point, you can see that the Allies are no longer playing with Fog of War, really.
Yeah, the only one I was sure, it was like these 2 airports. I was like, these are probably the only 2 I can build from for now that you won't have vision on. Yeah, surprised that because I saw the artillery earlier, but they didn't attack, just break through this pipe seam and just completely overwhelm this little corner. Then missile gets to fire and take out the copter. In comes the tank, taking out my poor recon. I was very sad this got interrupted, although it was pretty much guaranteed to be. I would have really appreciated having another comm tower. I was surprised that the medium tank decided to go up here, but I mean, it is on a city. It's just that it's within range of the mega tank.
I mean, what else useful could it do?
It's true. It's true.
I mean, it could just attack the mega tank. Sure, why not?
You can wait back, wait for stuff to, like recons or something, to take out the ammo. I guess it doesn't really matter. It is double covered by artillery.
Did you see that? That it was double covered by artillery?
I did. The artillery moved in before the recon died.
There was speculation regarding whether or not you just walked your mega tank into an artillery trap.
Oh, was there? Well, I was not scared.
I mean, you are a mega tank, so
exactly. I'm a mega tank. You gotta take these risks if I want to get anything done. I gotta take those risks. Because these are flak, or not flak. These are jugger artillery, so they could end up doing nothing, basically. Fluffy was upset about your capture game. In come the indirects. They're getting close to just locking all of these outside bases that pretty much can only build mechs anyway, but here they come. So the big problem that I'm going to run into is that I have to defend on every single front against 14 players, while being able to only somewhat attack on one front.
And you've got like 3 mechs there. You know, it's against, I don't know, 30 infantry, but
yeah, they can hold. Over here on these pipe seams, I've only got the single infantry and the recon. These guys were here so that they could interrupt a capture on the comm tower.
Oh yeah, at this point, yep, nowhere is safe for you to build, really.
Yeah, it was just this one. Yeah, just these 2 airports. So I think I build a stealth soon.
You do.
This is the first incursion. Hey, the transport copter gets to do something. Yeah, I built this. Did I not build the stealth this turn? I must build it next turn.
Oh, why aren't they destroying pipe seams? Mostly cowardice, except for, of course, White Nova. He was raring to go, but got nuked.
Yeah, I don't know whether or not. I mean, they should definitely be destroying pipe seams, because that just opens up more and more fronts that I have to try and deal with.
Oh, also, I just think they're getting indirects in position to actually fire on them.
I mean, that too. I was surprised that this medium tank survived. I thought for sure I would kill it. It lives at 1. Did I save up money this turn? No, I didn't. Yeah, this neutral outskirts city. I managed to get this one with like triple join, I think. All of the other ones are getting in.
Oh, and you'll note the nice little concentration of anti-airs and tanks down in the south there.
Yeah.
As there was speculation that there might have been a bad weather.
That's true. I did warn all of the 14 invading countries that the Great Pipe is known for dangerous weather, especially large pieces of hail. So I did let them know that this is not a safe area due to the weather, and they kind of blatantly disregarded it and charged in anyway. Okay, so we get a high roll from 1 Jugger infantry that knocks it down to 9. And then a very high roll from this artillery. It goes from 9 to 7. And this one doesn't do anything. And then we have infantry. Oh. So, probably could have gotten away with sending in 3 infantry if you wanted to go for all the rolls on it, rather than just 1, but that's okay. It's not like you're hurting for infantry count. It still is pretty good. The medium tank or the mega tank is knocked down to 7.
And it's blocked from doing anything, really.
Yeah, it has to run away. So I've successfully at least managed to contest this area, but I haven't been able to capture anything, which is very sad for me.
Again, pants for Browning, there was some serious concern that you might wipe out the peace-loving nation of Black Hole.
I'm nowhere close to getting an infantry over here.
Because obviously you have all this stuff that you have there. That's just coming in again next round, right?
Oh, yeah. But you guys can see everything.
Well, we can't see the one area.
You can't see this little section.
Now, clearly there's like mega tanks in there, bombers, all sorts of stuff.
I mean, there is a bomber. Well, it's out here.
Everything the imagination could conjure was all located in that one patch.
So the fight was going fairly decently for me when it was just me versus 2, but as you can see now, the fight's been going on long enough that these other players are getting involved, so it's very quickly becoming me versus 4, essentially. And what I have to supply this fight It's one base. Which it isn't much. And some airports.
Hold on for my turn, says Surge.
Bam. I lose my transport copter. I was hoping it would manage to survive somehow. Okay. So now there's a rocket in place to fire on this base every single turn. From Surge.
Surge, I think maybe wants to say something about his turn. And the brilliant strategies therein.
Did break through, killing off the infantry on here. Even more vision. That's true. I don't know if I knew about this recon. I might not have. I thought for sure my stealth buy would be safe. I must not have known about that recon. I did about the stealth up here. No, I think it was up here.
Yep. Yeah, failing to kill that transport copter, that sucks. That hurts.
Yeah.
Hate to see it. Sturm OP, please nerf.
Yeah, nerf Sturm.
Except, don't, because I like Sturm.
So, it hasn't happened yet. Once a meteor drops, you're gonna see that a inspection service is gonna move in. That it doesn't act very kindly. I'm just gonna say that.
How dare.
You accidentally posted in general chat about the stealth buy but deleted it quickly. I did not see that. So well done. Okay. In come the many infantry, all covered by indirects. I'll say the indirect placement currently is a little awkward because you got two rockets here and neither of them have a range on the base yet.
I mean, I know it sounds like we've been at this for a while, but this is turn 7.
Yeah, this is only turn 7. It's a lot. So are you purposely grouping these units together to try and get hit by the meteor?
Well, of course, they would never do that.
I was wondering where the magnet would be. I was a little surprised that it hit down here because this is a solo player. I was like, it's amazing that these groups of 3 players have less value than the solo player. But I guess there was an anti-air over here too.
Yeah, this was a day that will live in infamy. Armageddon. White Nova devastated by a massive meteor strike. Cobalt Ice forces rout Black Hole and Blue Moon defense forces. Nothing can seemingly stop the web-footed march of the Penguins. Accusations fly regarding the meteor that struck White Nova, including a detection of unnatural energies from the Cobalt Ice HQ. But Go7 denied any involvement, claiming the meteor was a, quote, natural weather phenomenon. Pink Galaxy, under President General Tigris, and with the spiritual counsel and mediating influence of High Guru Fluffy, negotiated access for an independent civilian team of inspectors to examine the Cobalt Ice HQ to investigate the issue.
It's true. I warned them about the weather.
He did warn us. And surely no one can control meteors, right? That would be
exactly.
Impossible. You can't control the weather, you can't control meteors. It's not like anyone can just make it suddenly snow or rain.
Yeah. That's not something that can happen.
That's just baseless speculation.
Oh, every single airport had vision on it. So yeah, I didn't know about this recon. I thought the stealth was a sneak by, but it was not safe. So at this point, I'm not going to put up any defense over here because I gotta let the inspectors come in and check out the HQ to verify that this is just the weather and nothing else. But
and to be fair,
unfortunately, while this is happening, I'm still going to be attacked on this front. So
Yeah. The negotiations did not include a ceasefire,
So-
and you're about to start suffering from rocket rain. You know, just as you said, a natural weather phenomenon. To be blamed on no one.
Yeah.
Yes, Floofy said he was bribed. And has
That's
nothing to do
true.
with it.
It was this turn you were bribed. Okay, what exactly were you what were you bribed with? Or Heal Galaxy over here. It doesn't look like you can be bribed with anything except my cities. The cities near your rocket? Because you can't capture your ally cities. I don't think you can be bribed with my cities. How does that work?
I mean, I know that White Nova was having a diplomatic row with the Sand People, whose national name I forget, but they're clearly taking White Nova territory here, as defined by the mountains.
Right there, I see. No, I was really weirded out by this because you don't finish this comm tower capture.
Yes, that was sold for raised relief funds after the terrible meteor strike. Also, one might argue that a devastated army with Sonya as the CO might not exactly make great use of a comm tower.
I mean, that's true. That's true. It's not bad to give it up.
And, you know, just from personal experience, I can say being hit by the Meteor 2 is a lot different from Meteor 1. You know,
It does hit.
you can
pretty
do
hard.
things with 6 HP units. 2 HP units are they just block shots. That's it.
At least breaking through. The Malleus has lost a lot of units. So does Flaming Burrito. I've actually done a number here, but as you can see, there's a lot of reinforcements coming in from the other players. So even having done quite a number, the entire battlefield is just filled with opposing units to me.
I mean, you started this turn in pretty good position. You know, you got a good wall set up, and I think it all goes away.
It's a brutal life.
Yes, Brown Desert.
Yeah, Brown
That's the
Desert.
Penguin Special Forces.
Yep. They broke the pipe seam here. Now the infantry can bust through. It's too much. I was surprised that this rocket didn't shoot my base. I mean, killing off an entire unit's always going to be good.
Yeah.
And we have a fighter built way down here. I see. Just in case my stealth goes down here, I guess. As you can see, when it comes to the unit counts now, I've got less than double quite a few of these COs.
Yep.
These are looking...
I mean, in 1-on-1, you're still doing great.
Yeah. If it was 1 versus 1, I would be doing great. Okay. Got... Is that a rocket shot that did 3 damage? Rocket shot did 3 damage to the artillery. I did not think that a rocket shot this. I was like, oh, there's an artillery over here. Or something. Or maybe I thought the recon hit me. I was like, how did I only take 3 damage on this artillery?
Sonya versus Sturm.
Sonya versus Sturm. Okay, here we go. This is the APC to allow the inspectors through.
That's the peaceful civilian inspectors.
Yes, the peaceful
Definitely
civilian
don't have
inspectors.
guns. I mean, if you could zoom in on Pink Galaxy, you'd see they're clearly carrying tricorders, not guns. Yep, tricorders. See?
I mean, it kind of looks like they're holding a dinner plate. I don't know about tricorders.
Dedication to science. That's it. Well, what's important is obviously not guns.
Obviously not guns. Isn't my unit count so low because I keep losing units? Well, it's both. I keep losing units. And I don't have nearly the unit production that everyone else that the team of 14 does.
I mean, you've managed to block the one factory, but you're still what, like 8 against 20 plus factories?
Oh yeah. I don't like the. It's way more than 20.
No, it's way more than 20. It's gonna be like 130.
Yeah, it's a lot of protection.
And again, you're the only one playing at Fog at this point.
I know. You guys can see pretty much everything. Going for this airport capture is very rude. Here, comm tower does get interrupted and offered to Brown Desert, and this is what I can see. I'm very much aware that there's rockets raining down on me. I wasn't sure. Oh no, I was sure that the stealth got spotted now. Or no, I wasn't. I was right side of this recon's range, so I think I thought that the stealth was still not spotted. But this recon can see. So here, I'm going to try. I decide that I'm going to take a stand here to try and stop the players from down here interrupting the peaceful inspectors, because they desperately want to make it just a war zone when they're supposed to be, you know, checking out what's going on with these weather events. And I know I'm innocent.
I don't think there was any ceasefire negotiated. Just inspection.
You know, it's kind of implied that there'll be a ceasefire if you're sending your own people.
I mean, there's implied and then there's actually real.
A line must be drawn here. No, yeah. So this is where I'm going to invest almost all my money. It's going to be like a mega tank a turn. Just trying to hold this space. And I have to fall back over here. I'll do a few attacks. Fall back with the bomber. So I can get used down here. Advanced warrior breaks through. Here, the anti-air survives at 1 health. Got the rockets lined up over here. How many units am I down to at this point? I've got 38. Okay, I'm not outnumbered unit count wise yet. By a single player.
You're not at all outnumbered. It's perfectly fair.
It's perfectly fair. So make a tank. It's alive. It's living its good life at 1 health. Malleus marches forward. Missile's not going to find any targets for quite a while.
Man,
for some reason, Flaming Burrito's headed down here with this infantry.
Right, you had an entire army there at one point. And now it's just...
I know. Well, you know, about a third of it ran away, and the other 2/3 are fighting to the bitter end.
Mega tanks don't retreat.
Mega tanks don't retreat, exactly. It spent so long getting to the front lines. You think they're going to turn around now? Okay. It's officially 1 mech against entire armies over here. Well, I guess there is a tank in these woods. Ready to help out. Bye-bye. Now there's no more... There's not even a mech over here anymore. Okay, there's the inspector team. Unfortunately, there's still fighting happening over here, so I'm going to make small blunder. I do note that there is a bomber. There is a bomber following in the inspector team. I assume that's what broke the pipe seam, but that's still very sus.
No, they just need to open the pipe seam. That's all.
Wait a second. As inspectors are coming in, the rockets still attack.
Again, rocket rain is a perfectly natural phenomenon that you yourself warned the players about.
So the
weather
ethics,
around
the ethics here is just so... It's so sketch.
Yes, the bomber is a weather plane, exactly.
The bomber is a weather plane. You gave in to peer pressure? What I'm learning is you just can't trust these guys. They just lie. They've broken through over here. I was just trying to stop the war zone from spreading. Nova has now captured another city. Even Nova's getting in on the rocket attacks. The 4 health rocket. Okay. So I'm starting my turn. I've got 26 units. Is that still the most? Yes.
I think
just barely 26. I'm still ahead if we're looking on a 1 versus 1.
So yep, you're great spot. Perfect.
Yeah, perfectly fair. Stealth gets to hit. A copter. Happy days. I get trapped by this bomber, or by this infantry. And then we're gonna have a little bit of a panic here because I'm like, there's units encroaching here, and I'm gonna hit this infantry. I feel so bad about it that I make sure that the APC can. I make sure that the APC can still get the infantry to the HQ by not building from the base.
The peaceful inspectors opened fired upon.
It was an accident.
Cobalt Ice Force.
It's an ongoing war zone. So yeah, I make sure to not build from this base so the APC can still go around and inspect the HQ.
And the bold inspectors who are willing to go through with their mission, even though they've been on firefight. And let's not forget the terrible tragedy their home nation suffered as another meteor struck.
I am. It's just the weather, man. It's just the weather. Everyone knows that pipes.
Oh, green. And a copter mysteriously disappeared. No one knows why. Might have been the weather, or perhaps some new penguin Wonderwaffen.
Wonderwaffen. A beatdown. Just look at this. They're not even like breaking the pipes. They're just chilling out here with their rockets shooting mechs. The overkill is real. Down goes the mega tank. Rest in peace. At this point, it's going to get very claustrophobic as they're taking their time breaking these pipe seams to get through. Everyone's getting in each other's way to attack the poor innocent penguins. Here comes a huge wave of infantry. So many units. We have a Neo tank built. Oh, rocket clears the base, and then the copter stands on it.
But at least you've got that one corner locked down.
Yes, exactly. I have this one corner locked down. And it looks like this anti-air was ignored. Which is maybe some malicious malicious activity on Fluffy's part to allow this anti-air to just kill this copter and free the base?
Maybe Fluffy was looking for some more bribes and thought it might be better if some unfortunate actions were suffered.
Okay, so the inspectors make it to the HQ, and then the inspectors start lying at this point.
Yeah, they've been to the HQ. I honestly don't see any problems yet.
They start talking about how, like, the HQ's using some weird science to bring these meteors down when it's just the weather, and I've been fully cooperative with allowing these inspectors to make it to this HQ and everything. Oh, and also, in the wake of the inspectors, my stuff starts getting captured.
Again, no ceasefire was negotiated.
And then they stand on the base that I left clear so the inspectors could get through. You did.
I'll give you that was a little. That's a little sus.
No good deed goes unpunished. The 4 HP on the that was a fog of war accident. Made up for making sure they could make it to the HQ. It's not sus for everything. It is super sus. At this point, we're in some trouble in the 1v1 aspect. I'm down to 21 units, and there's multiple. In fact, most of them have my same number of units or more.
Yeah, I think you're not going so hot anymore in the 1v1. I mean, you've got a lot of unit value.
I do have a good amount of unit value. I've got as much as... I almost have as much as 2 of them. Almost. I've got more than... I've got 3 of the weakest combined, maybe. Almost.
How's White Nova doing these days?
You're 50k. Yeah, you got 17 units. You're definitely... Somehow you're the lowest in units. Oh no, not
yes,
Flaming Burrito is.
After like double nukes and then a meteor strike.
Flaming Burrito's got the least. You hear the mega tanks are gonna start trying to hold this area.
Yeah, Olaf would not have been a bad choice. Other than he wouldn't have been able to stop the nukes, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think Olaf would stop the nukes, but mass damage would definitely be good for me. That would. I mean, you'd still get destroyed on the army front and unit count front, but at least you would be able to hit these gigantic standing armies.
Yeah, and he'd be getting like your superpower every 2 turns.
It's true. As you can see, at this point, the only sections that the team of 14 can't see are the forests. Oh no, and these 2 tiles.
Which you shall exploit later.
Oh, side slip. And on in, the stealth's gonna get in trouble soon as there's a fighter right there. Got the overclock. Oh. I think that was a slightly bad roll. I feel like a fighter should normally... Oh no, it's a stealth. Or it's a Sturm stealth.
Sturm stealth. You're here to do the northern inspections.
Yeah, the mega tank doesn't look inspector approved to me. These ones down here trying to stop the war from coming in and dealing with the inspectors. I'll note that I'm not the only one with a mega tank.
Yes, well, White Nova's well known for progressive attitude towards technology. Also, the other thing they have is that little 4 HP rocket.
It's rather congested over here. Many of these infantry don't even get to walk forward. Ooh, a stealth? I don't know if the stealth makes it in. Okay, this base is in a little bit of trouble, one could say. Just a tad. a little bit. And Surge David uses the enhanced vision to now see into these forests. I thought a recon was going to come running down here to see everything. Okay, this one does. Now the only forest that I have a unit in that can't be spotted is this one. Secret mega tank. Yeah, this base is in a little bit of trouble. The inspectors start capturing the HQ.
I know that's a little sus, like I say. Like just
and then
we're here for an inspection.
The follow-up inspectors start capturing the comm tower and the cities. And this is why you can't trust them. C is for checking.
Yeah, that checks out. But I'm tish.
Okay. The rockets are trying to deal with the mega tanks, but of course mega tanks are very rocket proof. So so far the mega tanks have actually been able to hold just a little bit. Just enough to say that this corner hasn't fallen.
I mean, they did get that one tank past you.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, some tanks did sneak by, but you know the base is still standing. Wow. Now I seem to remember that you were labeled the pacifists. No, you're not. Are you? Yeah, no, you are.
White Nova did do the least damage.
What's this?
Natural rocket rain, I believe.
Natural rocket rain.
Unfortunate.
The mega tank used to
And
break in.
You know, that transport relief truck, you know, happened to end its turn at the same time. Like we had to deliver supplies to the people who had been nuked and meter striked.
I'm gonna try and save this comm tower as best I can, and then of course down here I can try and do some stuff, and then some rain happens. You guys can't see it because it was in fog of war, so we'll see the ramifications afterwards.
Yeah, I don't know why you turned on fog of war for your side only. I don't get that. So can you see where the meteor lands if it's in fog of war?
I can look at the log, and it will tell me the coordinates that landed on. But I don't get to see. I may visually get to see. I don't know. I don't remember.
That's like the perfect meteor strike.
It is the perfect. It hit the maximum number of units. Bam. I don't think I've ever seen a perfect one before. Looks like hail to me. Exactly. C is for cleaning. Okay, Advanced Warriors storming in. There's so many units on the screen that the replay viewer is starting to have some problems.
I note that you have not interrupted the checking or cleaning.
Well, that would be disrespectful. They're supposed to be there just to. They're basically there to, you know, verify the fact that it is just the weather. And I already know it's just the weather, so I've got no reason to interfere.
I don't see why you would have given them more than one turn to inspect. I think that's.
I mean, I'm just waiting for them. I understand these things take time. It's really hard to prove a negative after all.
I suppose it's true.
I mean, I am very vocal about not appreciating being attacked while the inspectors are, you know, inspecting. And then before the inspectors, like, as you can see, there's a lot of units coming in here attacking these poor innocent penguins. And they're going to start very much revealing that these are not inspectors, but instead a capturing force, because they're actually going to try and surround the inspectors and make it so I can't even like chaperone them or anything. Like, give them tours of my HQ.
Maybe they were just tourists.
I mean, that was my idea,
see...
right? That they could come in as tourists, and I can be like, here, I can show you around the glorious HQ of the people that live within the Great Pipe.
Yeah, and you had many takers up on that, and so they surrounded the HQ. Nothing suspicious about that at all.
Nothing suspicious at all. Rest in peace, the bomber. It lived a long life. We lose a mega tank. We do lose a mega tank here.
Yeah. Impossible.
But we're still holding. The base has not fallen. Everything around the base has fallen. We have a turbocharge from Christian. This mega tank doesn't fall though. We're okay. A pipe runner does get built, which is very ominous. One of the things I didn't like about this map was that there's not a single base bordering on these pipes, which is really weird.
I mean,
the pacifist White Nova comes and starts capturing properties, fires again.
Yes, the pipe runners, I actually have a note about that. Suggested as a way to prevent unfortunate weather incidents, as the Pan Interceptor Pipe Particle Eliminator Rapid Utility Neurally Networked Extreme Redirectors.
Wow.
AKA Project Pipe Runner.
That's quite the name. Okay.
I'm sure they were very proud of it.
We're down to 9 units. I still have 41k income somehow, which is, still the most out of any one player.
By a lot.
But
I don't see what you're calling about. You've got 41k income.
Yeah. I've got my 9 units. The stealth is somehow still alive. 74k in unit value though, so I'm behind in unit value by some of these players now. Actually, by a lot of these players. But income, I'm still doing fine.
Yeah, just another turn or two, and you'll be right back up where you were.
And, haha, this copter has fallen for the classic mega tank surround trap.
You really should have seen it coming.
So the stealth will attack this fighter, and it fails to kill the fighter, which is very sad. And in the actual game, the stealth dies, but apparently here, the stealth gets to live at 0, which is not what happens.
It's undead.
It's undead. The stealth is gone. Now this base is in some serious trouble. Absolutely, you can see that absolutely no mercy gets shown towards the penguins, who are just trying to live within the pipe, live their best life, and then 14 countries attacked from every side.
Yes, they were just trying to live into the pipe right up until day 4, when they clearly violated international laws. And
this is not international. You guys are entering into this neutral zone as well.
They're the natural territories of the Allied nations. The inspectors are blaming Sturm. I think that's very unfair. I think Sturm is a top-tier waifu, and you should not blame her for anything.
Detain them. Yeah, the comm towers are in a bit of trouble as well. More pipe runners getting built. I can't even see these pipe runners. That's the most disrespectful pipe runner. Somehow I still have units. I'm not quite sure what's happening over here. I guess it's supposed to be a magnet? Mega Tank falls.
No.
And then
Maybe.
the inspectors captured the HQ. No chill.
That's really suspicious. I mean,
Game over.
post inspections not captured.
All 14 players have won the game. Against poor Go7.
Yeah, peace in our time. The Alliance overcame incredible odds to deliver
like
freedom.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there's only one player that had no unit lost against me, which was Fluffy, who only had some value lost. So some units got injured, but everyone else had at least one infantry as a casualty.
But who did you bully the most, according to this?
Probably Flaming Burrito.
Looks like
6. Oh no, 7 for Malleus. The units lost. You only lost 2.
well, only.
You lost a lot of value.
I agree. He did bully Nova the most.
I fully no, I did not.
Yeah, that was a lot of war crimes.
Yeah, it looks like Malleus had the most losses at 7.
And again, the crimes against the peace-loving people of Black Hole. Inexcusable.
Excusable. We do have a lovely slideshow that got put together by the patrons. So we have Go7. That's me. Oh, you guys can't see it because of the chat. Well, I'm holding an apple. I can close the chat for a second.
And all the patrons, and you can kind of see their intended roles next to their names, like defense or striker or recon. Like Serge Davis gets recon, he's got the little eyes.
Okay, yeah. So so recon is the little eyes. Got Nova X here. Serge David, both the eyes. What are the shields?
Tigris, you there? You want to let us know what these are?
Oh, good point.
He was the supreme commander of the Allied forces. I'm pretty sure that shields are for protection.
Protection.
Shield blocker, sword attacker, eye recon, and bow indirect. Sensible. Well, I feel like everyone went indirect.
Yeah, everyone did go indirect. Chat's still up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's just me with holding an apple. So you get to see all the different players and the little roles that they were assigned at the very end, at the end screen here. I know you guys didn't go Cole.
I don't think anyone even really considered Cole.
Wow. How rude.
Which kind of makes sense. I mean, there are a fair amount of roads.
Okay. Next we have awards from around the pipe. Most war crimes. Go7. I don't know if I should. I don't know if that's really true that I did the most war crimes, but I did drop the most nukes.
Easily true. Between that and your natural weather events.
The natural weather, that's just the weather. That's just the weather.
Sure. I don't know. I think those inspectors found something sus.
That's apparently my award. Which, I mean, it's got a great graphic. Okay. Deadliest Dice. 69k in kills. Lord Frogneros. Congratulations.
Nice.
Nice. This is when they were attacking the poor mega tank. And then we've got most wrecked, 29k dead for Flaming Burrito. Oh, went way too far. What I get for kicking or for clipping? Okay. We got 29k dead for Flaming Burrito. You held your own, buddy.
Yep. You never back down, except for the retreat part.
Yeah.
But other than that, you never back down.
Yeah. Best news coverage for sure. White Nova News. White Nova X. The scene right after the first meteor struck. Unscathed. No deaths. That's Fluffy. Just sitting here with quad rocket and a bunch of infantry.
I mean, what are you going to do at that point? Quad rockets.
I know.
Yep,
Fluffy's innocent
weather.
and doesn't deserve to lose anything. We've got the worst weather day. So, when the perfect meteor struck, 7 of those units were Air Masters.
That was a full meteor, too.
Yeah,
Just entire army rendered useless.
very nice. Air traffic control. the complete surround on the transport copter. Very nice. By Incog. We got the best holiday decorations. Surge David and Advanced Wear combined. They're getting the Christmas spirit. And the bravest unit. I don't consider... Christian won with the bravest unit. It fell for the Mega Tank trap. Completely surrounded. I guess that's brave.
That is bravery.
The Crystal Inspection Team. I'll put in massive quotes.
Yes, inspections.
The first pipe break, that was me, actually, when I broke through with the Mega Tank, but that's fine. First pipe break for non-Go7 players, right here, by a chest. First sneak in with Zeronius, we've got the Recon that snuck into these trees. I think I actually get trapped on this Recon.
Yeah, I think you did.
Best missile Chan. This missile got 2 kills. It killed this battlecopter and it also killed the transport copter. Later on.
A weapon to exceed Metal Gear.
And
Don't
then
underestimate this, Chen.
most move planning, math blitz, and but first most defeatist. So first thing to know is that we don't have an economy advantage over Go. That is not true. I'm just gonna say. Because I'm expecting us to lose this badly, if for no other reason than a few of us are going to DC. Actually, no one DC'd, which I'm very proud of. Usually with these massive player games, someone does drop. But, I mean, this was a nice, basically a community event, so it's much less likely that people will drop. Although that would have helped me a lot. Just to put things in some more perspective. Go would have a decent chance of winning, even if all 14 of us were elite 1200 plus standard players. I don't know why the standard was involved there. I guess it would help me if they were standard players.
We were playing on standard.
Oh, you were playing on standard. That's true. That's true.
You were playing on fog, and I don't know why you did that to yourself.
But Mathblitz, it says only at first. I think Mathblitz stopped being defeatist after a while, is from my understanding.
Yes, I quite liked how Mathblitz sounds. It's very good. Very good voice. It kind of reminds me of like Hawke or something.
Yeah.
Seems all right.
There we go. Phase 1. Pick a position, a role, and a CO based on this picture. Team organizing by Tigris.
Yep.
Secure neutral bases with openers. Cap towers, bases, and airports based on position. See? The nukes were not...
Oh, they were definitely mentioned, just not on that slide.
Just not on that slide. Gotcha.
Yeah, no, look, we get to the nukes by turn 3 or turn 4. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
There's no way he'll get there.
I gotcha. I like this plan. It seems to be... You're going to attack me with a mega tank each on each of these fronts with a fighter backing it up. That would definitely be very hard for me to deal with. But GG, yep. Well played.
GG.
Yeah, you had a PowerPoint presentation and everything.
Not if you were Nell. Well, this has been fun. Go7. And, yeah, who knows? I hope you guys enjoyed it. Maybe you'll see me back sometime.
It's true. I'm sure there'll be another.
Follow WNN. They're the top news source. And join his Patreon because, you know.
You get to beat me up.
Yeah. Join his Patreon. Beat him up.
Four penguins.
All right. And with that, I shall take my leave.
Yep. It's been a pleasure. Right. Make it so I can hear the music as well now, and then we'll get to look at my latest tournament game. This one is a very respectful 1 versus 1 instead of 1 versus 14. So this is it round 3 or 4? Let me check real quick. Real quick. So this is round 4 of the Smacky Cup, which is normally a tier 2 game. However, Kantbei did not want to deal with Eagle or Olaf on this map, so he offered to do a Grimm mirror instead, and I accepted the offer. So this is the tier 4 Smacky Cup match as a Grimm mirror rather than an Olaf. Basically, so you'll get to see some of the famous Go7 Grimm gameplay. When I was effectively self-teaching myself Advanced Wars by Web, I played a lot of Grimm in Fog to teach myself positioning, and I feel like it was pretty successful. So I'm very comfortable in this matchup. It's not my first time, although I haven't played that much Grimm as of late. That was much more the training arc character. But something to know in Grimm mirrors, oftentimes it opens up with a lot of recons, because Grimm recons, especially against Grimm infantry, are very deadly. There's going to be a lot of situations where the recon, like let's say you have an infantry moving forward on like it stops here on the road, and then you're guarding that with a tank at a distance. Well, the recon comes up and it just one-shots the infantry. The infantry just dies. And then there's nothing providing vision for the tank to kill the recon. So oftentimes you're just going to see a lot of Grimm recons hunting down the opposing Grimm infantry, because the retaliations when there's not many units on the field are very difficult just because of vision. And then the recons also provide vision to help mediate that same situation that you're in. So I'm going to instead go with a tank opening, and to try and set up some traps where I might catch some opposing Grimm recons. But I will, of course, get some recons too. And Kantbei has a completely different plan that I find kind of interesting, but definitely a little scary. So this is a base skip. A base skip APC opener in a Grimm mirror. That is absolutely terrifying to me, just because of how deadly and prevalent Grimm recons are. So what this will mean is that Kantbei is going to get this airport faster than I will. That's the kind of the mid to late game, well, the mid stage of the Grimm mirrors, is that both players just spam out copters, because copters beat tanks and copters will one-shot other copters. And then the late game in the Grimm mirror is the stealths, because they're kind of just like better copters. So there we go. You can see that this airport is going to come online a little bit faster than mine. But so far, the economic edge hasn't really come into play due to the fast APC, because it did also involve a base skip. So at this point, I'm definitely looking very happy. And I decided to put my tanks up this way because I did see the other game, or I did cover a game recently on this map that had some really nice recon attacks to deny this airport, which I really didn't want to deal with. So I decided I'm going to do an early investment with units up here, and then also deal with trying to win over the center. And just send a recon per front for now. Okay, I want to be very careful with these tanks, because just in case Kantbei does have a tank already, getting a tank first strike in a Grimm mirror is a really big deal. This is just a glitch of the replay viewer. The black mode doesn't actually have this vision; it only sees the tiles next to it. Although, fun fact, the map maker thought that the black boat would be getting a vision boost, which is why the black boats were initially put here, so they could actually see this area. Oh no! Walker thought the black boats had 2 vision, not that they get boosted on the mountains. That's right. Okay. Nice. Forward recon here, getting to check out these captures. So this is basically the same speed as me, maybe a little bit slower. I forget which of these bases had the starting infantry. But you can see I've already got a little bit of a unit count advantage just because of that one base skip. But the copter production has started for both of us. And then I do see this APC move through here, so I know that an APC was built, and also that an infantry just got dropped off over here. So I'm going to come up, stop this. You see, recon attacking an infantry on the city knocks it down to 2. And then I'll start moving the tanks over here so that I can stop the comm tower from being captured. It's not really that big of a deal if the comm tower does get captured, because as you can see, we already do buttloads of damage to each other. Boatloads of damage to each other. Pop. And I want to kill off this infantry because it had the ability to interrupt this capture and or go for this capture. So things are looking pretty good for me in the harassment. And this is what I was talking about before, where like you kill off the unit and then there's no vision. However, because there's been this copter chaining, there's also like this APC in this tank, so vision can definitely be gotten for Kantbei. I do get to see this copter, so now I know that Kantbei's a little bit ahead of me by a single turn when it comes to copter production. The APC reveals this infantry, and the tank finishes it off. I have my own copter over here to beat up on this tank, and it's outside of this copter's protection. And my recon attack is APC. I'll go for the tank first strike. I'm not sure how the copters have been moving out, I think. Maybe I think that there hasn't been a copter built. Yeah, because I thought it might be here, but yeah. It's still fine to go for this attack. Now I have an anti-air on its way. I want to take out this tank without losing my own tank, because I could have had a bad roll if I went with the tank first and like knock him down to 2 and then he just kills me in retaliation. So I'll go with the infantry strike first. I have enough infantry over here that a little bit of damage on it isn't that big of a deal. Okay. So income wise, I'm pretty happy. I think he just catches up this turn. Yeah. So we're at 22 to 22, so I'm still ahead there. I do lose that tank to another copter, which is a little unfortunate. I have delayed these captures significantly. I also, of course, stopped this comm tower. The tank kills off my recon, very sad. But the recon did its job. There's now actually 0 infantry in the center for Kantbei to go for any captures. I'll start building the copters over here. Kill off this tank. Go for the central capture. Go for this capture. Kill off this infantry. Continue capturing here. It's going to take a little while. I did get knocked down to 4. That is okay. I'll just fall back over here. Keeping the recon alive would be very nice. And then I'm pretty sure that this guy's going to go for the comm tower next turn. In which case I can go for tank infantry strike then. And here you can see the double copper production is going to be the way for the rest of the game, essentially. Is there any reason to pop the Grimm Super in a mirror? There is, as you'll see. The copter does manage to get some vision thanks to this recon. It gets to hit on this copter. I do have my own copter ready to retaliate here. And Kantbei looks to be shifting copters over to maybe just fight me in the center here. Although I'm getting both of these cities. So as long as I can deny the infantry, then it won't really matter if the copters take over. You can see at this point, at the end of Kantbei's turn, I'm 2 units ahead, and that's just because of the number of infantry harassments. I'll take out that copter. And I have control of both of the center cities. Go over here, take out this infantry. Pop. Looking for a careful placement of this copter. Oh. So here I was betting on Kantbei not having another tank, and I'm like, oh dang it, he does have a tank. Whatever, I'm going to commit to this anyway, and kill off the capturing infantry with the anti-air and just kind of cover it with a bunch of tanks and copters. But if this tank wasn't here, I'd be really happy, because then this anti-air would just be dealing with the copter production. And you can see when I'm ahead in income, and when I go for double copters, I can pretty much just build infantry. So as long as I can get Kantbei stuck in the same situation where he also has to build double copter every turn, he's also going to be limited to just infantry. But I have the infantry lead, and I have a little bit extra money, so every now and again I can get a vehicle out. So I should just kind of snowball and eventually win if I can keep him locked into this double copter production, just like I am. So he's going to use his power. He's going to let him one-shot this tank with the copter. And this copter is placed in such a spot that they could defend over here and the one tile that was available for this copter to hit me from. So I have a choice next turn if I want to go after this copter in this one. Down goes the anti-air. Down goes the recon. Down goes the tank. Very painful. Lots of blockers to stop me from preventing the city capture. And another tank got built over here. So at this point, I'm going to take a wager, and it looks like I would have been fine in either case. I was like what are the odds that he's got something to defend this copter in comparison to his, oh no, yeah, in comparison to this copter. And I figured with my tank and anti-air threat over here, he would have been pressured into this copter tank. And so I do go for this copter kill over here. And I'm going to use the Grimm super here because Kantbei's got the defense boost right now from having the power active, which is stopping my infantry and even my copters from getting... it stops my copters from getting guaranteed one-shots, and it would super stop my infantry from getting guaranteed one-shots, which is the normal power. But with the super, it's not guaranteed, but I do have a chance of killing in one hit infantry in forests with full health infantry. Either that or leave there one, of course. But this is very nice. To be able to have infantry one-shotting other infantry is always a really good feeling. And this just puts Kantbei in a ton of pressure right now, because now the infantry are getting really close to this airport. And once that happens, there has to be something built here every single turn. Otherwise, an infantry can just step onto the airport. So the black boats are here because the map maker thought they had 2 vision, and so they would be able to see the airports. But that's not the case, so now they're just kind of there. You can see Kantbei doesn't have the power active right now and is against my defense boost, so the recon doesn't actually get the one shot. Infantry has to follow it up. And same here. So because I've got the super up with the defense boost, the copter isn't guaranteed to get that one shot. So I now get to have a nice 1 health copter, which is very useful, because they do have 3 vision range, and they can, of course, especially for Grimm, be used to pick stuff off. I mean, the black boat can repair stuff, although it's by the hostile airport, so... So here we go. This infantry is now in position to be really annoying. And then I have my copter first strike. Now this is not the kind of situation you want to be in. The airport has to build something here. And it can't be a transfer copter. And it can't be a battle copter. So it has to be a fighter, a bomber, or a stealth. Otherwise, I can just capture the airport. And those are all very expensive units. So I'm going to build a fighter over here because I know that Kantbei is going to be put under a ton of economic pressure on this side. So my fighter should be able to just gobble up all of the battle copters that have come out of this base or this airport, or a black bomb. The black bombs aren't available in tournament, of course. Kantbei was so close to getting the super, but I guess just didn't have an attack available. Or I guess it might have also not unlocked anything. So this copter can't actually reach. So yeah, this infantry is unable to be interrupted or messed with. So yeah, a fighter has to be built over here. So when it comes to vehicle fighting, Kantbei's been pretty even with me. But when it comes to infantry fighting, as you can see at the end of Kantbei's turn, I'm up by 7 infantry, which is a lot. And now pretty much everything over here is going to start falling. Check stuff out. The fighter gets over here. Pop. Tank comes back. Interrupt that city. Infantry just moves up to the fighter. So now, this is a very annoying situation again for Kantbei, because either you just invested 20,000 funds into a fighter that cannot move off of the airport, because the best it can do is go kill one battlecopter if you can get vision of it, and then you're stuck in that same situation where there's an infantry ready to step onto the airport, and there's nothing you can do about it unless you build... If you just build a copter, there was 2 over here, so one of them is just going to come over and finish off your copter. So you'd have to build either another fighter, or a bomber, or a stealth. But you're also at the same time being pressured by a fighter over here. So it's not quite checkmate, but especially in Fog of War, when it's very difficult to get vision, like this copter can just sit here because it's right out of range, vision range of this fighter. It's definitely not easy. Throw the black button at the fighter. So Kantbei resigns there. I think that's a fair resign. But you can see how the Grimm mirror goes. Early game, it's hunt down all the infantry that you can with your one-shots, and then you kind of transition into tons and tons of copter spam at each other, and then that transitions into, in this case it was fighters, but usually it's into stealths. And yeah, this is 2 3D cubes. See them, one here, one down here. The opening that Kantbei went for was definitely pretty interesting. The fact that I had to go for a base skip, though, was you know, not great. But it is what it is. He was definitely trying something out there. We open up the stats here. Compared to Kantbei. So I built 4 more infantry and 2 more copters, although he hasn't built his units for the turn. He ended up getting 1 more recon, same number of tanks, and I had 2 anti-air. This is anti-air built into the fighter. But I only lost 6 infantry, and he lost 15. Well, I also built more infantry, so that's really where the disparity came in. And then when you have those huge infantry advantages, not only, of course, do you have an easier time going for all these captures, but also your vehicle fights become a lot better, because if I like send a copter forward and it kills something, and then I have a whole bunch of infantry that can just stand around the copter and make it so another vehicle can't hit back, then the value just kind of keeps building on itself. So the infantry are, you know, I mean, they're, of course, they're the best unit. They can capture stuff, they can provide vision, and they can also just kind of get in the way, and that tends to be what happens. Three capture. GG. We got Treadme and a Hawke mirror. Okay. I think this is sent in by Treadme. Let me quickly check. Yes. version 3. Yeah, you got the lander. You got the shorter pipe thing going on here. Settles as Stillwater version 3. We'll see how they approach it. Usually it has like a fairly quick recon opening, and then the landers drop off some infantry over there, of course. Goes for some nice quick captures. We have a nice, very quick harbor capture over here. Looks like for both players. But we have a recon opener from Yellow Comet, and no recon opener from Cobalt Ice, or at least it'll have to be a slower recon opener. No, just no recon opener. Okay. So we'll see then how Cobalt Ice decides to deal with this front. Looks like we're going to have a tank infantry dropped off over here. Down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is pretty good, because then even though this is a recon opener, it's not actually going to show up before the tank can be arranged to guard stuff. That's definitely a count against. Oh, never mind. That's a little bit of a mistake there for Cobalt Ice. If the tank was at this spot instead, it does actually cover this infantry, but as is, it doesn't, unless this recon goes for like an aggressive attack on one of these sides for some reason. So that would have been absolutely disastrous for Yellow Comet if the tank came down here and went pop pop. But as is, this means that Yellow Comet has first blood. Then falls back into the tank, safety of the tank, making sure to keep the tank out of the recon's vision range. So this is now going to be a rest in peace recon. But it does get to interrupt all of the infantry on this front. So it did do some nice economic damage. And there's tank follow-up to try and stabilize this movement. Okay. So just a single tank attributed to down here. And it looks like we're going to have tank recon kind of go for an attack up here. But Yellow Comet has gone for the early capture on this comm tower. Could definitely be a little risky, because if this army just shows up, I think that comm tower will very quickly fall. And then the early investment is not going to pan out well. Okay. We have an artillery. We might have artillery plus anti-air get dropped off down here. We'll see. Good luck in your tennis. How are the replays this fine evening? They're looking good. Is Sasha viable? I'd say Sasha's viable, especially because you have your airport comes online very quickly. So you'll always have a nice place to use those extra funds. So the recon comes in here, make sure to hit the infantry that has the ability to actually start capturing this comm tower. And it is covered by this tank too, which is pretty nice. Although you could be stuck in the situation where if like this tank hits here and then this infantry finishes off the recon, then you won't actually have vision of this tank, unless I guess the lander could come up and give vision to allow the strike. The tank decides to strike from over here. Okay, we do have tank plus infantry. Kills the recon. Okay, so it's just infantry and artillery brought over here. Okay. With the anti-air going across the top. We have a tank. We have another copter being built. This is all looking pretty good. You don't see any Couple Dice is being very chill, as Couple Dice should. Over here, no overextensions. Not trying to get to like this property. It's definitely better to not let yourself get. Yep. Interesting, the anti-air's walked its way all the way up here. So we'll see how Couple Dice here decides to deal with this top left. It looks like you can just kind of take this comm tower. Oh, okay, so there is a tank here, but the recon can fly in here, hit this guy. This infantry can then walk to here. This guy can start capturing here, and then the tank can just go back onto this city to heal up. And then this tank is just like massively overloaded. It basically has to be used to interrupt the comm tower while your tank's healing up, and then we'll then be able to strike it soon, especially with the anti-air help. But this should give Yellow Comet enough time to bring up some more units and defend this comm tower. As we'll see, maybe. There is that big central attack, so that might just kind of demand a reaction out of Cobalt Ice instead. Ooh, I do like the transport copter being brought over here. Very nice how Mexicans just kind of is shifted from the bases directly into the center. Well, Yellow Comet's in a very good position for kind of complete central control so far. And everything's grouped together very nicely. Okay, we have the first aggression into the center, and it does see quite a lot. Ooh, okay, so Couple Dice did see that this city is protected by these tanks. But has decided that this is now the time. It's ready to pull the trigger. It is ready to pull the trigger and start the fight. If these tanks kind of move up here into range of like this medium tank, like the anti-air and the copter, this could be a very good turn for Cobalt Ice if Yellow Comet's a little too trigger happy. Does see this artillery, which was guarding the tank. Copter comes in and takes the first strike instead. Now goes that recon. The anti-air does stay back fairly safe, so it won't be quite so easy to just like pop the anti-air and then have the copter come in and go for some unchecked damage, kind of like what happened over here, except for the losing of the anti-air. How do you know when to tech up? That's going to depend on kind of the tempo of the match. Usually you don't tech up if the fighting is requiring just constant reinforcements that specifically move at speed 6. If you like have an ongoing fight and then build a medium tank and it takes an extra turn to get there, then that can often just lose the entire fight. But if there isn't any fighting going on, then that's a fine time to tech up, assuming you've got the money. Or if the medium tank makes it to the fight in the same number of turns that a tank would. That could be a good time to tech up. Or if you got a lot of money, you can always go straight to the Neo tank. About sacrificing tempo for power? It can be. That's usually the balance that you're going to be playing with, as long as there's an ongoing fight. If there isn't an ongoing fight, it's going to be just what do you want your composition to look like. Because medium tanks can run into the problem of getting countered by artillery. Although in this case, it's been doing a great job of not being in range. Lots of infantry fighting over here. These are getting a little bit scary, because anytime you only have injured infantry on the front, you're going to be really sad. You'll have no way of really capturing stuff in a time-efficient manner. But there are some healthy ones on their way. Okay. Chaining Neo-tanks. So this will also result in kind of a tempo loss, in that you're kind of tied to only building Neo-tanks for the most part. So your like sheer number of vehicles will go down. And it can be very dangerous if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's very scary. Now the medium tank can take out this artillery. It can be very scary to commit too hard to Neo-tanks. Now they're very strong, and they're definitely can be a very effective unit when being teched up to. But if your opponent kind of catches wind and gets a bomber ready, then you can be very sad, because your Neo-tank means you're going to have less tanks around that could defend your anti-airs. So if they can dive in and kill your anti-airs, and the bomber comes in and kills your Neo-tank, and then all you have is another Neo-tank, you will not be happy. You know, and one of the strongest points that a Neo-tank is going to have for you is that it can wall break. So it does require to have units that can kind of follow through with the Neo-tank strike. And they're usually going to be tanks. In this case, the Neo-tanks are being split up. One per front. Okay. And you're going to note that that Yellow Comet did not use the super despite having it available as Hawke. And that is because in the Hawke mirror, you are kind of stuck in a game of chicken with the supers. Since it does 2 damage and then heals 2 health, like if Yellow Comet used the super last at the very end there, all of that 2 damage, except for the ones that get repaired off, would just get healed up with a response super, and then Yellow Comet would be left with all of the weakened units and not have a super available to heal them. So the person who supers second ends up with a full health army against an injured army. So usually you're not going to want to use the super for Hawke unless it unlocks like an attack that does a ton of damage, just like kills a bunch of units. Yeah, so it's the same for if you want to use Hawke super or Hawke normal power. In the mirror, it's the same rule. Is this letting you kill units? That like enough units to make up for the fact that you're going to be left with a bunch of injured units. If you can like use your normal power and that lets you kill 3 medium tanks or 2 medium tanks and some copters or something like that, then that's probably worth it. But if it's just like you use your super and that didn't let you kill anything more than normal, you're going to be really sad. We have a rocket and artillery built. I assume to go into the lander. Now, rockets are very iffy in fog. Because it's very hard to make sure that you have, well, for one, the maps are big, and they often have a lot of planes, so the rockets can take a while to get around. But it's also harder to make sure your walls are, you know, proof against whatever your opponent has waiting in store. And a tank is not, or like a tank hitting this rocket and killing it is very much worth it value-wise. A rocket costs more than twice that of a tank, so sacrificing a tank to like dive in and kill a rocket is always going to be worth it. Or at least almost always. So that makes the rocket's existence very precarious, as tanks are very common. Okay. Here it's ready to defend these copters and these infantry. Well, okay, this is a good day for the rocket. It's going to get the fire on this Neo tank on its first day in the field. There's a Neo tank on the missile platform, but still. Will be definitely a very good start for this rocket. Down goes this copter. Ooh, we have the Black Storm. So, for instance, if this Black Storm allows you to kill the Neo tank, and this Neo tank especially, if it's like double Neo tank kill because of the Black Storm, where normally these guys would live, then that would be a big deal. We'll see what happens. Oh. Okay, so the Neo tank does die. So does this one. So that's pretty good. I'd have to definitely double check to make sure that the Neo tanks weren't killable without the Black Storm. Which is probably the case. I mean, this one barely died. And that was with that additional firepower boost and the 2 damage on it. This one had another side that could be attacked from, so maybe this one died out of it. Yeah, that's the kind of situation where you want to use the powers to kill off those units. So we do have the response Black Storm. And you can see all of these units heal up to full. All of these guys are left at 8. And it'll be quite a while before there could be another Black Storm available in order to heal them back up. But it's really hard to argue with getting 2 Neo tank kills. The Necromancer CO that can bring back dead units. A bop that poor artillery. He starts moving towards the comm tower. Down goes the anti-air. So definitely looking pretty good for Cobalt Ice here. Unfortunately, the units that kind of came forward to deal with the units that killed the Neo tank got taken out. transport copter's running out of fuel, but we do have an APC here for it. Yeah, the rocket doesn't actually cover that. That's covered that. Ooh. So killing off that unit does mean that there's nothing available to interrupt this capture. Although we do have a pretty good charge lead here for Cobalt Ice, so we might see a normal power to save the city. If Yellow Comet doesn't get enough charge on this turn to kind of normal power back. Smack. I'm going to assume that the normal power is not being planned for, otherwise the tank should have attacked first and then the copter. Trying to go for this comm tower capture. Yeah, okay, so just going to let this city go. It was a nice play for Yellow Comet to get that. Comes in, gets a nice pick off over here. Oof. Yellow Comet unable to make it over here, so this comm tower does fall. I mean, I would definitely trade a city for a comm tower pretty much any day. The sneaky thing with the AA, forcing a unit into RD range if it wants to be cleared. Oh. You're talking about this one. Ah, I see what you're saying. One unit has to reveal, one unit has to hit. And this one tile gets covered, yeah. We have another Neo tank. Oh. Okay, it looks like over here is stabilizing for Cobalt Ice. The rocket has been kept nice and safe. Yeah, no, this is looking very good for Cobalt Ice. Kind of definitely starting to enter into the resign territory for Yellow Comet, but we'll see if there's some sort of traction that can be kind of gathered with these heavy vehicles. One of the things you'll look for if you're in Fog of War, especially, you're like wondering if you're kind of doomed to lose. A lot of it will come down to your infantry count. So here, Yellow Comet doesn't really have that many infantry left, and that means that it's going to get harder and harder to keep up with the vehicle buys with your opponent and still be able to capture stuff. Although Cobalt Ice is also kind of low. There's 4 mechs, but there's only 7 infantry. Just a lot of other vehicles. But that's something that you're going to want to keep in mind, especially if you feel like you're losing. Definitely seems to be what's on Cobalt Ice's mind. Comes in here and loses the 3 health tank to do 2 damage to this infantry for some reason. Tank gets trapped. What has vision of this artillery? What? Oh, this guy does. He's on the mountain, I see. Okay, well, so far that's looking pretty decent, although the attack over here. Oof. Yeah, I don't like the Yellow Comet going in here. Hitting the artillery is pretty decent. The rocket only has this 3 health tank as a target. So that's not so bad. Whoa, the lander with an infantry gets killed with copter and artillery shot. Goodbye copter, goodbye tank. Right, goes and hides in the woods. Some captures. Yeah, this is looking very, very good for Cold Ice. We have a medium tank first strike, and we're back in that kind of super stare off. The old combat goes for the super this turn. Does allow a kill on this medium tank, which is nice. And a kill on that mech. And that infantry. Okay, so there's some kills there. The like this capture here isn't. These two captures don't actually get delayed by the super though, because the opposing Hawke player. Okay, this is just resign. Hit the submarine. Then APC. The opposing Hawke player uses the super before capturing, so these heals back up to 10. Up to 10. GG. That turned out to be a very nice Hawke super from Cobalt Ice. Killing both of those Neo tanks kind of messed up Yellow Comet's entire plan. And the rocket did end up getting some nice value. GG Hawke. Next we have CERN versus ManaNek. Were the Neos just too early? Well, they didn't quite have... Well, they got split apart, which definitely hurt them. But it was kind of the double Neo tank, which kind of... All the heavy vehicles always require a lot of support along with them. So if you go Neo tank into Neo tank, then you miss out on your support turns. Don't know who this is sent in by. Someone... Havas was cheering on ManaNek, so ManaNek can be called ice. Doesn't really matter which way people face on this map, so we can go like that. CERN, were you the one that sent this in? In which case, I can make you Cobalt Ice. CERN? I saw you leave a comment. You had a comment. I'll give you to the count of 5. No message about it by then I'll just go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What happens in 5? I was asking if you're the one that sent in the game. In which case, I'll make you Cobalt Ice. You sent the game. Oh, okay. Okay, here we go. I took your penguins? Everything was couple dice, I know. Okay, so we have Lash versus Andy, which is a matchup I've had quite a few times, and I enjoy it. There's definitely some very heavy terrain in the middle here where infantry will be fighting, which will be very beneficial for Lash, and also kind of like this mountainous terrain here. There are some forests and cities, of course, that the tanks can be used on, but a lot of times I find that the tanks are fighting on the plains and roads, so that part will kind of benefit Andy. But Lash should be very capable of bullying Andy in the center here, because this is a lot of this is some very nice terrain. Kindle is of course banned. Ooh, okay, so I think this might be a little bit of a mistake. I would be very happy with either moving to here or to here. Just contest in the center here. Be like, yeah, I'm Lash. You're just not going to get this city. Because as is now, ManaNek just gets the city for free. And especially as with having a CO that has stronger infantry, you don't want to let that happen. Okay. Ooh, looks like you might have some plays to go for these cities really early on. I think I say this on almost every single replay of this map. I'm not a huge fan of going for early investments in these cities because they're very vulnerable to being kind of pincer attacked and lost. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I much prefer fighting over this area and just kind of ignoring, especially this city. Okay, Cern does go for a first strike here, so now neither player has an infantry that's healthy to go for this city. Although the 7 health is a lot better than the 6, of course, because the 7 will capture it in 3 turns. Ooh, okay. So we have a situation where this tank is ready to take out the infantry that goes for an interrupt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a tank by would not cover it. Instead, we just have double tank by down here. Okay. This recon is out of range of this tank. It's just stopping this infantry from starting to capture it. So doesn't get the clear here. It was possible. We had a 20% attack and a 10% attack. It's like 50% or something. Get it? Ooh, the tank just moves way up here. Okay. Ooh, and we have a tank built way down here in this corner. Usually I try and kind of ignore that this corner exists for vehicles, but it's not so bad if you are also like actively attacking from that corner. Infantry strikes. Some nice tank follow-up. Gonna need to be at least one tank over here. Otherwise, well, maybe ManaNek might be thinking ManaNek must be thinking that's fine for the infantry to kind of sacrifice themselves to interrupt these captures, or I guess this capture. Ooh, ManaNek with a base skip. That is not something you like to see. Got the double hit. These other infantry are not quite in range to get involved in this fight, but they can, of course, capture. Ooh, we did get the kill this time, which is always nice because ManaNek is Andy, so every time Cern gets a unit kill, a little more impactful. Ooh, we have some Lash infantry captures, and there's only a single infantry around to try and contest it. And Lash will definitely hit back pretty hard. There hasn't been any artillery built. They can be fairly strong here. Ooh, these Lash tanks. This one's very scared. Not quite sure what's going on with that. That does mean that the anti-tanks are going to be able to get some nice hits on these infantry. Okay. This is definitely annoying. The city's being captured. There is at least one infantry. If this infantry wasn't in range, that'd be really annoying because then the tank would be the only thing that could stop this while there's a tank ready to hit back. Ooh, Cern with a nice pick off. Both blocks the way and kills off the only the infantry that could have potentially gone for an interrupt. Okay, the tanks start moving forward now. Let's stop these cities from being captured. Cern's got a 2k income lead. Ooh, never mind, because this... Well, they're just going to swap cities here, so the income lead should stay. We did have a base skip here. And a copter buy makes sense. I guess the tank is kind of feeling forced to help protect this infantry. I don't think this tank is very forced. Oh, never mind, it is because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so you can't have just one tank guarding the other tank. You have to have one tank guarding this tank, and yeah, that makes sense. Maybe this one could have been an artillery infantry. It's not a huge deal, though. Nice attacks from ManaNek over here. The city does kind of get given up. ManaNek does kind of give up on this city, though. Ooh, we have a Neo tank buy. More infantry and no copters built at all. Now, anti-copters are pretty good. They're definitely better than Lash's copters. Because as long as they're not fighting anti-air, they usually get to survive with health to heal. Go for a bunch of first strikes and a kill. We got a kill down here too. Oh, that's really, really good for Cern. Anytime you can kill off Andy units, especially Andy vehicles, you're going to be really happy. Because that makes his super, which he's kind of completely built around, worse and worse. That was a day 8 Neo tank. The infantry had to sacrifice itself there. That's not what you want to see. Ooh, cheeky. Just kind of standing in the way over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It doesn't. This tank is like really well covered. There's a copter here and this tank over here, so I'm not quite sure why it's going in here, but okay. A nice attack by that tank there. The copter strike, and I assume the tank is going to finish it off. infantry gets finished off. Nice strike there. Very good. Yeah, so Andy's super is available. I mean, you'd go for this attack against anyone, but killing off a 1 health infantry is actually killing off a 6 health infantry, so it's very, very good to go for. And this can be an effective strategy of just running away from the Neo-Tank if it doesn't have enough support with it. Like, in this case, it's mostly just a Neo-Tank. If there's 1 injured infantry, although it's going to be up to 9 next turn. Assuming ManaNek goes for the Andy Super. There are quite a few injured units. Although it's looking like the Super is just going to be held on to. This Neo-Tank does not have support, and that's a very dangerous place to be for a Neo-Tank. So every turn now, this Neo-Tank has to make sure that it can't just get surrounded by 4 infantry or something like that. And then, because if it gets surrounded, then it's very easy for someone else to bring in like a medium tank or a Neo-Tank or something to go for the hit on it. Look at the prime tactics. So Lash gets the first super. Going for some nice attacks. Finish off that infantry. Kill off that infantry. Knock that one down to 1. Takes out the tank. Got these infantry. Very good. Is that another one? Lots of captures at the same time. Infantry just stood in the way of this tank. I'm not sure what that tank was going to do. That's looks like we're going to try to rely on medium tanks to hold off the Neo-Tanks. Now, it's not a super great strategy because the Neo-Tank can always just, especially an Andy one, can just take the hit from a medium tank and then heal it off with the super and finish off the medium. Okay. A little weird to me that the hyper upgrade's happening this turn instead of the last turn. Okay, we'll see what happens from it. It comes in, hits this infantry, which gets to live. I'm surprised that lived. I guess this is only plus 30%, and this infantry's got plus 10% defense, so that makes sense. Neo-Tank. That is... that is a very dangerous place to put the Neo-Tank. It's a good thing Lash doesn't have another super. But that's a very easy place to get a Neo-Tank trapped. The Neo has a movement that... Gotta be careful with that stuff. Oh. So we're doing a nice retreat away from the Neo-Tank for now. I really don't like this. I mean, I guess the Neo-Tank is saving the city. But it's definitely needed elsewhere. It's a very expensive way to save the city, for sure. Comes down here and beats up this infantry. Is chilling on the lab. Okay. Surprised nothing got built over here because there's quite the attack force. All of those infantry get cleaned up. And here CERN should join these two together. Or actually, I guess you don't need to because this guy can go for the capture. I guess joining them together would allow you to push for this capture sooner, but don't think that's a huge deal because that's a much harder one to finagle. Things are looking very good for CERN. CERN's up 12 units at the end of their turn. And order static, please. CERN is player 1. And up 3k in income. ManaNek does get the anti-air hit here, although I feel like it should have been attacking from here, because now the medium tank can just pop it. You have a Neo tank first strike on this medium tank, which is very good. And just a mech built over here. Whoa. What did this copter kill? He must not have had a way to escape or something. 4, 5, 6. I mean, it could have ran up here. It's very weird for it to trade itself out for a 5 health tank. Okay. And both just kind of donating some copters to one another. It happens. It is -1 unit count. Yeah. Usually it's for pressure. This did live, okay. I guess it is on the bridge, so it doesn't have its extra firepower. Nice attack on the mech. Okay, I don't like this attack with the medium tank. Not quite sure what's going on there. That's kind of just giving ManaNek some more charge. Knocking the Neo tank down to 5 doesn't really do anything. You have that attack. We build another mech. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Things are looking very scary over here. It kind of needed a medium tank at the least. Well, I'm pretty sure CERN can... I guess CERN can probably clear the base, but can't. 3, 4, 5. Maybe with the super? You can stand on it. Dang, that's a strong, very good attack down here. Love the infantry. Back off a little wall of artillery. Oh, that was a nice sacrificial attack. Base is super shut down. ManaNek looking in some dire straits here. Does get that capture. The attack down here got kind of fizzled out when that Lash super broke through. And This attack is into double base, so it's not going to be a happy day. Your tank does run up here, get away from the artillery. That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, you kind of have to resign if you lose a base. It's like, not only do you lose the base, but then you also lose all of the properties that the base was protecting. So very well played. I do think that the Neo tank from ManaNek kind of went off on his own for a little too long there, and I think that CERN played very well. The only thing I would say is using the Lash day-to-day to bully Andy out of the center there, which would also in turn stop Andy from really pressuring the sides very well. Replay is up. If not, I can always just cover it with him another day. No biggie. Oh, I lagged out for a second there. Yeah, rushing into the Neo with the medium tank and some RDs. As long as the RDs are already like actually covering the medium tank properly, then it's fine. It's alive! Another time. I think that's what we'll do. Okay, I'll just move on to the next replay. Oh. I think Mr.Ko also on me. So. Might have to skip Mr.Ko's as well. It's alive! So I can cover it this time. This is oh my god, another one that someone won. Alright, your game. A Golem. Lionheart. Hobbit. Hi. Okay, what is the refresher I'm getting here? It's a live game. Okay, so it is a live game. Okay. This is the Silvera tournament. It's alive. Yeah, I should. I'll double check to make sure it's still alive. Yeah, okay. Lionheart's already the Penguins, so Rock Golem's going to be yellow comment. This is a live game. Choosing Eagle in a live game is always tough, just because, you know, as long as he's within the same tier, just because it you know, takes more time to make sure you get all those lightning strikes proper. Much harder than playing Olaf. Okay, well, you know, for some people, it's not hard for them, but it's definitely harder than playing Olaf. Blue versus blue was some fun with guys. Yeah, this is a live game. I'm not familiar with this map at all. We do have this base being captured fast. Oh, Rock Golem goes for a base skip to get the airport faster. That looks very painful to me. So the why that looks painful is because this base immediately has 3 captures. And it also has a contested comm tower that it's responsible for. And probably this one too. So that's 4, 5 really. It's giving up 5k and a unit in order to get 1k faster. It's going to be very painful unless you can get like some like really good value off of this earlier money. It also delays the second airport. And the only way I can see this being worthwhile is, yeah, with a transport copter. But that's going to be dicey because transport copters in standard are a lot worse than they are in fog because your opponent sees them. So I would expect to see some response. Oh, APC response. That I was not expecting. I would have thought either like double recon or transport copter infantry as well, and they just kind of don't mess with each other's transport copters. So going APC infantry does go negative, potential negative in unit count, but it does mean that Lionheart's going to have enough money to go tank infantry next turn. I don't think that matters though, because it's really going to be the recons that'll be most effective, especially with all these roads in messing with the transport copter. Transport copters don't grant 5 vision. Unless you're talking about them dropping infantry off on mountains. T-copters are good in fog because you don't get messed with for building them. It's the same reason why APCs are better in fog. Get the 5 tiles they flew through. Like, yeah, I didn't get trapped. Like, they fly through 6 tiles, though. I don't understand. Okay, so we do have the copter follow-up. Yeah, this... Lionheart is very weird to me. So Lionheart went for APC then went recon. I assume now he's going to go copter. Would have been a lot better if it was just double recon. In terms of what you can get done. I guess it's not going to be so bad. The recon can kill off this infantry. You can hit this infantry. I could probably actually it's 100% going to hit this infantry. It gets to protect it or stand on the city at the same time. No. Okay. I guess this isn't so bad, but this does mean that the capture happens because it's blocking the way. Although copter double infantry strike could take this out. There's also infantry starts capturing here, infantry stands in the way, and this infantry stands here, and then the recon can't stop this capture. This is also a live game, so it could be kind of spicy to see. Okay, I guess copter plus double infantry strike wouldn't have got the kill. Oh. Okay, so we do have anti-air covering copter against a copter first strike. And then the APC can't just move around to block the anti-air from getting the response hit because there's another copter here to take out that recon. Okay, so that's looking good. The base skip, though, is still looking very painful. Does look like this comm tower is going to get captured basically for free, while this one will be contested. And yeah, the actual... I guess the APC is just in a better spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, I feel like the transport copter could have done the same thing as the APC's done to get these cities. Okay, the anti-air decides to go over here. He's in range of this tank. Seems very iffy to me. Because tank plus copter will kill this anti-air. And there's just so many infantry to get in the way. I mean, that is triple copter on its way. Although now there's nothing over here to cope with the recon and anti-air and all that. Infantry come in. I like that join. It's very annoying for walling. Infantry set up for that. 2, 3, 4. Okay, I assume we're going to see a copter built here. Built it here instead. Why? Is that to defend the APC or something? Well, a copter built here would immediately be threatening this comm tower. Do the breakthrough. Does get a copter first strike, but the comm tower holds. So that's kind of a win for Lionheart. Okay, so we have an attempt to shield this. It doesn't quite work. Infantry can kill this one off, and then APC can always, or the anti-air can always come up here and completely end everything. And then the recon can also get involved. They can go beat up these infantry. I feel like this attack over here, or like the attempt on this comm tower from Rock Golem, is just going to cost so many infantry. The copter attack down here turned out to be pretty good, though. We're going to see if... That was an interesting move. So Lionheart did that, and I assume that's just to make it so capturing this comm tower will guarantee take another turn. I don't think that's needed. I think you can save the copter. It doesn't have to charge in. Infantry don't get a second attack with lightning strike. That's true. Okay. And the anti-air is already over here, kind of making these copters really sad. Okay, can't reach that one. A ton of infantry moving in to try and take this comm tower. Ooh, really annoying blocking done by Lionheart. There's unfortunately no like tank or anything really to ward this later on. We do a double artillery buy, so I'm fine with this double artillery buy because the fighting over here has kind of been forced into a retreat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In fact, this comm tower is also going to fall, which really sucks. But for future attacks, a bunch of infantry and artillery will be really good. And now we have the copter building. Ooh. I just counted that out and I thought that didn't reach. That's a great hit on anti-air. Although it does survive. The comm tower does still fall. Whoa. Okay, so we got plans within plans here. Sacrificing the copter to hurt the tank. This is looking really sketchy to me because there's no guards here. I feel like the attack on this comm tower is just like a turn too early because there's no way to actually protect it. And Olaf gets the double comm tower anyway. So even infantry can clear it. What is this recon doing? Oh, it's trapping the tank in? Okay. I guess it couldn't, or it didn't really want to go after the infantry because you can only kill a 3 health without getting shot with an artillery. Weird. So there is a guaranteed kill with these 2 infantry. But instead, Lionheart moves up here with the infantry. Okay. This is surrounded. It has some okay threats on it, but it does have copter and artillery to kind of cover it, so it's not like a lethal surround. Oh, I also got freed. So, well, I got freed with its own help. So I'm not really that sold on that surround by Lionheart, but maybe it will look better in the future. I'm not quite seeing what I need to see. Okay, so unfortunately Rock Golem is not able to make it to the super, and we do have Winter Fury hit. Which is of course going to be really annoying because right now Rock Golem's trying to take one of these comm towers, and now every single infantry is injured. It also means the fighting over here starts looking a lot better. The tank does die, and though, well, actually, this anti-air can just still kill this. So the tank's gonna die, but it's not gonna die for nothing. I guess we'll see whether or not Rock Golem goes for the lightning strike here. The Winter Fury is not the... This isn't the worst time to go for the lightning strike, just because there's so many roads that the vehicles are still going to be plenty happy. This guy shoot? Oh, this guy can't reach. A copter. Oh, very weird to me that this anti-air got used there rather than killed this copter. I guess it's because Rock Golem's not going to use the lightning strike. Let's put a copter strike instead. That seems like a really... It's a really iffy copter strike. So it does 5 damage. Kind of sets us up to just get taken out. It's an eagle copter, so it won't be usable lightning strike. That's looking mighty dire. Yeah. No mercy, says Lionheart. Be charging on in here. Do as much damage as possible. He runs back. Wasn't getting captured yet, so I don't... I thought this would be like an attempt to then dive forward and kill this as artillery, but I guess it's a... I'll just give up the anti-air. It doesn't matter. Is Lionheart's thinking there? Rock Golem is so hurt. Yeah, this is just not going to end up happening. Yeah, no. I don't think this lightning strike... I mean, if it wasn't used, I think on the Winter Fury turn, it's just never going to have a good turn. And there's just going to, like, come another Winter Fury. Especially because this is a live game. So every turn that you're playing as Eagle, and you're having to, like, think about, should I use a lightning strike? Should I not? That's by eating into your time, which will make every lightning strike in the future have less and less time. So this is definitely starting to stall by quite a bit, but very beneficially for Olaf, who has the very nice comm tower advantage and is getting closer and closer to another super. Yeah, these replays go, well, they are on YouTube presently, and as soon as the stream ends, it's available. I mean, it's available right now as well. You can see all of them if you go to my channel and go to the live rather than videos. You'll see every single live stream. There's a good number of them. I do like this front shift. I think this is kind of what you'd have to do to try and win this. You're not going to win in a stare off if you never lightning strike, and Lionheart just gets to Wind of Fury again and again. So this is really good, and it looks like Lionheart is kind of backing off. I would definitely block. Yeah, I mean, at this point, just tank. There's nothing Lionheart can do if 2 tanks stand in the way. Just here. Infantry can't get through. There's only 1 tank. I guess there's 2 tanks that could come in, but there's... Okay, if there's 2 tanks that can come in, maybe it's not as great. Because then an infantry could come in, but you get to kill the tanks off. I mean, I'd probably still do it. Or copter block if you can. Because right now, for sure, yeah, that's going to happen. Like 100%. You're going to have to block with some beefier units. Yeah, there's 2 or 3. Just getting... The Wind of Fury is getting closer and closer. At least the incomes are even. Yeah, at this point, yeah, the Wind of Fury just hits. But Lionheart does still have to be pretty careful here because, I mean, there could be a lightning strike. And there's so many of these roads and cities that there's still a lot of mobility that can happen. I imagine a lot of Rock Golem's time is getting eaten up. Just looking at the board for getting a potential lightning strike off. Kind of trying to hard commit to the lightning striking to win the game. This has just been a recurring problem. I think this is just never going to get captured now. After that one turn where tanks could have blocked, it would have had to be like triple, but it still would have been worth it. Yeah, this is just always going to die. Lionheart could even build a rocket and just bring it over here. Game tank has now moved forward. I mean, lightning strike could still happen. I don't know what's going on with this copter. It is kind of asking to just get hunted down and killed by an eagle copter. It's a very small breakthrough. Looks like Lionheart's trying to stick to the same strategy of just keep the engagement small enough that Rock Golem won't want to ever commit to a lightning strike, and through doing that, you'll eventually get another Winter Fury. If we could see the turn timer, that would be... Oh, okay, here we go. We do have some actual blockers being used this time. So... this does look like... yeah. Calm Tower will fall unless Lionheart is actually able to get another Winter Fury. This seems like a really weird turn. Well, there's no way that Rock Golem does not lightning strike here, right? The units are they're so close to each other. What? There's so many infantry up here. I don't understand. I mean, if you don't lightning strike on that turn, I don't think there is going to be a turn that you ever lightning strike, because I get hit by another Winter Fury. I mean, the unit count is very much in Rock Golem's favor, which is good. We have an attack in here. It looks pretty painful. It's not it's not every day you see 5 more units, but half the unit value. Oh my gosh, the comm tower. The comm tower is just gonna fall immediately. That super sucks. Okay. I mean, I don't even know if a lightning strike must make its way. Yeah, lightning strike for sure can prevent the comm tower capture. I don't know if it can anymore. I think either this tank had to hit here or this copter had to hit here. We have the lightning strike. Kill off the copter. Kill off the copter. This is and that's the timeout. Rock Golem timed out there. It didn't actually draw. Rock Golem just ran out of time. So yeah, I think really the base skip to get this first and delay this capture, I think hurt a lot, especially around this comm tower. And then just never using the lightning strike was really painful. But number one thing was, I think that base skip just put you off on a really, really rough start. But I think tactics wise, I mean, I think there was a few things, but overall it was pretty good. Ooh, Dreadnought had some practice games. Yeah, I mean it's definitely tough, but I think the lightning strike probably should have been used, maybe even during the first Winter Fury. It seemed doable there. The timeout was unfortunate. It's Mr.Ko's birthday, and Mr.Ko is here, so he will be covering his game. Mr.Ko versus Wyfly. A Drake mirror in the Smacky Cup. Happy birthday, Mr. Ko. Good Geburtstag für dich. Good Geburtstag für dich. Happy birthday from Olaf. I'd sing a proper happy birthday, but my voice does not want to make it so. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mr. Ko. Happy birthday to you. and many more on Channel 4, and Scooby-Doo on Channel 2, and all the rest on PBS. Man, that's from way back when. That's elementary school. The animation of the penguin coming out with cake. You haven't heard that extension? That might have been just my elementary school. I was always like, you smell like a monkey. Look like one too. Another map you never got to play. That's too bad. Okay, so this is a Drake mirror. We saw my game on this map. That was Drake versus Kindle. So Drake is pretty strong here, as it's a large fog map. The air is decent, but it's not like really strong. So the global damage will always be really impactful. They resign turn 1. You're just that intimidating. Okay. Looking pretty standard so far. It's just the infantry doing their thing. Okay, Wyfly goes for it. A recon opener. Just have the infantry sticking out, or sticking. Mr.Ko sticking with the infantry for now. I think that's probably good. It's a really big map. Oh, we do have APC being built here. So I would be more in favor of going for this airport a little bit earlier and getting a transport copter instead of an APC, just for the unit count. And I think that the transport copter has a better starting tile. But we'll see what the APC ends up doing. It gets a little boost here. I don't think this boost... I guess this boost sets this penguin up to go for this capture a turn faster than it normally would. Just skip this one. Leave that for someone else. Okay, the recon does move forward though. Ooh, that could be a very unfortunate if this does go here and the recon gets in for a nice smack. Although it would be really scary to go in like that with the recon. It doesn't. It just goes for that city. Okay. You get get another boost here. Okay. Again, I don't think this boost... This one did. I don't think this one did. Okay, this is set up to pick this guy up. Though. Looking decent. All of it just barely out of the vision range of this recon. It's true, you're going to need an APC anyway. That's true. You go T-Copter because Drake has bad air. I'm live chat. Are we missing... I put it the live chat again. Okay. Ooh, you have the anti-air built. Wyfly is very suspicious of the Drake air. So, in the Drake mirror, you both have the same strength of copters, so it's... Message just didn't go through. Is it... Oh, did you say oh no's Drake mirror? Yes, you can submit replays at the link in the doobly-doo. Usually, the best way to submit replays is to DM them to me on the Advanced Wars by Web Discord, or you can join the Patreon and DM me there. But the Advanced Wars by Web Discord costs nothing. The Patreon costs like $3. It's just there if you want to support. No pressure. So I like this move out with the artillery backing up all of these infantry, especially with the comm tower here in sight to help protect this this capture, because it's something that can be messed with quite a bit. You can send me advanced words by web DMs, but I wouldn't. That's not a very reliable way, because that's not something I often check when I need to go through and get all the replays into the queue. And you also can't send me zip files on the advanced words by web DMs. That was an interesting boost. Get in, get out. Okay, so this is looking pretty nice. We got the mech guarding the artillery. There's definitely a weak link in this wall, but overall it's looking fine. This cursed vision for Wyfly. It's like, look, the tank can interrupt this. You can... Now that I graduate, you'll be off the Patreon. That's totally fine. You can leave. The I don't want anyone having financial burdens to help support the endeavors. It doesn't help me at all if you go broke. Okay. So, Mr.Ko is a very nice setup here with this artillery, plenty of infantry. We have some nice transportation set up for these mechs. The other side of the map here looking mighty iffy. It's never a good feeling when you see that your opponent has their comm tower and you haven't even started capturing yours yet. I can interrupt this. Surely nothing will go wrong. So I definitely like the caution here from Mr.Ko. Kind of being like, yeah, no, this is not my strong side, and if I move forward, I will just get bopped. Ooh, that triple tank buy. Okay. So Mr.Ko has been doing fine economically. Ooh, we have the first... Ooh, interrupt. Ooh, okay. Interrupts the capture so that the anti-air can come in and hit this mech. There's a recon's just like a turn or two away from seeing that there's like a ton of tanks back here. So this is going to be a rough turn for Wyfly for sure. The anti-air can't reach. But yeah, it's going to be goodbye anti-air and then the tanks get beat up, I assume. Currently Mr.Ko is thinking about it. Thinking about it. Okay, you hit the tank. Go for the hit on the tank. Is it going to be a kill the anti-air move? Looks like it. And then take out this infantry. This is looking very good. Look at the setup here to defend this artillery, and the artillery is guarding all of the vehicles. This is really nice. If only this was a mech. Oh my gosh. Why fly with the Drake bomber? My voice can't handle it. It's too much. So I'm pretty big fan of the Drake copters in the mirror. I think that's totally fine. Drake bombers in the mirror isn't going to be quite so good. They drain fuel faster, and they don't have as much of that one-shot potential that they're kind of known for all the other COs. in Drake mirrors, Drake bombers don't get one hit KO by fighters. True. It is true. I mean, it's not nearly as bad. I mean, it can still get some stuff done for sure. It's not nearly as bad as potentially building a Drake stealth in a Drake mirror. That would be really sad because the fuel drain just kills them anyway, and you have very little firepower. Okay, so looking like they managed to kind of split the map evenly. Ooh, until Mr.Ko comes down here. Goes for this city. This is definitely a little spicy. I probably would have... or I would recommend moving the artillery down here to try and protect. That's also kind of hard to do safely. Hank goes for the hit on this recon. Isn't able to quite get it. Okay. Decides to just stay here. I mean, this artillery is in a great position. It's defending this very exposed city. But yeah, over here, I don't think it's going to have a very happy ending for these units. Copter plus tank plus infantry does get that kill. I don't know why the recon only moved one away. You have a hit. Tank first strike. I guess the copter is going to be the one to interrupt the city. Ooh, Wyfly going for the normal power? Why? It does kill that tank. We'll kill that infantry because of it, but I don't know if that was needed. Well, usually you want to go for the super because the normal power costs 4 bars and the super's just 3 bars on top of that, while doing 2 damage instead of 1. I'm not sure if that normal power, like killing this tank, was really worth it. Mr.Ko does kill off. Doesn't actually get that kill. It's trying to get enough charge so that a super can be used. And there's the super. Pop, and now this infantry can kill off this tank if it wants to. Basically, if a unit was at 2 health and it gets hit by 2 power damage, the unit goes down to 1% health. Technically, I think it goes down to like 0.000001% or something like that. But it's effectively just 1%. I think it only matters in terms of like missile targeting. I will probably not be joining the Tiny Wars standard tournament. Oh, there we go. Infantry kills off the tank. This is a very painful case of I use a normal power, or like you use a normal power, I use a super. So like Wyfly doesn't get any charge from any of those attacks that turn. So it was just normal power, do 1 damage to your opponent, and then they respond with 2 damage to all of your units. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the bomber's already in danger of an anti-air. The copter looks like it's gonna lose the first strike. And this artillery's gotten so much value. It's always guarding so much stuff. Tank has to run away. Where's the APC? Way over here. Down to 5 fuel. Just Drake things. Oh. There's the recon. Neo Tank gets that kill. Infantry. And I assume an attack on the bomber, but Mr.Ko is thinking about it. I mean, attacking the bomber would have the downside of giving a lot of charge, like so. But it has the upside of, you know, hitting a bomber, so you can't complain too much. The artillery's down to 4 fuel, so it doesn't make sure it gets close to a city. Wyfly might use another normal power here. Oof! Oh my gosh! 1 health recon. This copter has had the worst luck. Tank finishes that guy off. Tank comes in, takes out that anti-air. A little sad because the Neo tanks are here to cover. Okay, so we have a 1 health bomber that doesn't have the anti-air currently around to deal with it, so it can make itself really annoying. Just getting in the way and pestering units. We have another mech. I mean, this APC's been doing a great job delivering the mechs to the front lines. We have our first transport copter. Oh, you hate to see it. Copter does win its duel. 1 health recon gets the finishing blow. The Neo tank just goes after a 7 health infantry. That seems really weird to me. But I guess it's just worries around fuel. Is that what's going on? Or maybe just scared of what's in the dark. Which is fair. Basically, what happens is, if I pop a bomber like that, I just assume for like 3 turns the Neo tank can do whatever it wants. You can see the bomber still getting some really good value. You have the tank coming in for the interrupt here. Wyfly does seem to be saving up for the super this time. Copter's the only one that copter's getting. The bomber's almost out of fuel. It drains 5 a turn, I think. And then it drains 1 fuel for every tile it moves. It's at 14. So it's got like 1, maybe 2 more turns left in it. Yeah, it does drain 5. There we go. We got the super. The artillery in position. Very nice. Okay, very good by Wyfly to clear out the recon. The bomber shouldn't really... Okay, that was like the perfect amount of distance the bomber could move. It could also just attack something. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. But now it does get to block the city from being captured. It has 6 fuel, so it will survive 1 more turn. Mr.Ko gets to kill that. Tank revealed a copter. Reveal this tank. I feel like didn't have to go for a negative hit could have gone for the artillery strike first. You didn't really need that much charge. I don't think this Neotank's done anything yet, but it's getting ready to. Oh no, this is a new Neotank. It's this Neotank that's done anything. I might have just gotten the kill there. So they just supered back and forth there. Things are looking very good for Mr.Ko, but there hasn't been any swing of city yet. So it's definitely very viable for Wyfly to make it back into this game. Oh, the bomber. The bomber crashed because it lost half its fuel. Copter crashes. Oh, this copter crashes. Down to 1 fuel. Nice hit here. Finish that guy off. Tank kills off Recon. Oh no. I guess it doesn't matter. Kills off the copter. It was going to crash anyway, but it was in the way. Very nice attack here. Neotank heals up. Artillery might not be long for this world, but does stop the comm tower from being captured. The army's being kept together pretty nicely. We have the units healing up. I do like this low health infantry just chilling in this forest. It's a good way to have vision, and also sometimes you'll block something that's trying to move into that forest. And sometimes that thing is very important. Yeah, it is really hard to take cities from a mass damage CO. Always having injured stuff, and then the mass damage can come in and interrupt it as well. Ooh. Wyfly's got a Neotank of their own here. Artillery does get hit. Infantry tries to block the way. I guess it's a 50-50 if Mr.Ko did not see the infantry, although the recon can just check in. Okay. Tank is taken out. Artillery and tank. Good. Infantry is ignored. Neotank comes in, finishes that guy off. Copter goes down. Thanks to the anti-air. It's down to 7 fuel. Triple Neotank threat. Moving forward. Wyfly just took a ton of damage. Almost ready for another super. This Neotank is revealed in the back. Go heal this guy up. I'm fine with that. I probably would have been fine with it hitting this tank as well. Just because this Neotank really would rather hit the full health Neotank than the 4 health. That is a really good threading of the needle there, that anti-air. Get the Typhoon. Hit. Let's move forward. Let's take, oh, anti-air loses at 1. Anti-air is gone. The Neotank does get its really good shot. That does mean that there's going to be a response Typhoon. Okay, which is going to happen right here. Blam. And now this Neotank, I mean, it got a really good attack. At this point, it's going to get dangerously close to just being surrounded by weak units, as all of the support units get taken out. See, I'm surprised a mech wasn't built here. Or Mr.Ko could also just retreat from the Neotank. Ooh, joins the Neotanks together. Ooh. Okay, lots of joins. Build another Neo tank. Got some fresh ones out on the field. This artillery's done a great job surviving at 1 health. Oh, Mr.Ko's going to get a city, which is a big deal. I mean, it's not going to be a big deal in terms of how much they're producing, because 29 versus 27k, like, you can both still produce very scary armies. But same with capturing this lab. If the game goes to the turn limit at day 35, then being up in properties just means you win. Can't believe no one's destroyed the pipe seam yet. And when it comes to those day limits, owning the lab also will count as a property. So as long as someone owns the lab, there should never be a draw. But if no one owns the lab, then... And of course the game could go on forever. So Wyfly just resigns there, and I think that's fair. The problem that Wyfly has here is that the army's here, but there's only one 8 health infantry that could possibly go for any captures. And then the cities on the top are just gonna start falling very quickly. The recon saw what was coming, yeah. That too. But yeah, when it comes to these mass damage games, and it was very well played by Mr.Ko. And Wyfly, I think after Wyfly went for that normal power, started going much better, kind of saving up for the supers. But the Mr.Ko artillery move out worked out very well, and also the I get hit by the normal power, you get hit by the super was very nice. Yeah, 4 tanks, Neo tank. I mean, yeah, this was gonna get wiped out for sure. The bomber, I think, was a little sketchy, but that is I can understand why to go for it. It was definitely a good call out of the Neo tanks that Mr.Ko was going for. Yeah, I imagine you did have to count that first one. That took some serious sacrifices. So I'm gonna call the stream there. I hope everyone had fun. There is, of course, the Patreon if you would like to support the stream and all that. And that is Apple time. And I'll be seeing you guys on Wednesday, and you can fight me if you so wish. Good night. Thanks for watching.
It's Go7, king of the penguins. Of all the penguins, he is king. It's Go7, king of the penguins. Being king of the penguins, that's his thing.